All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the CODcast, the greatest podcast in the history of mankind. I'm your host, Dusty Smith, and this is episode 32. We did it. It's a team effort, you and me, and we're all amazing fucking human beings. Love you guys. Glad you're joining me. Hope you guys had a good week. It's fucking Friday. Did you guys do anything cool this week? I did all kinds of cool shit, so I'm in a fucking good mood, and I got my glasses on, and looking good, Dusty. Fuck yeah. We were singing a little Billie Eilish for the show began. For those of you who don't know, I do a little pre-show for like 10 minutes before the show starts on Facebook and Twitch. And also, I don't mention this very much, but everybody's like, Dusty, I just want to listen to the audio. I don't want to look at your ugly ass face. I understand. I have this show available on audio on SoundCloud, and you can also find it on Spotify and Apple's iTunes. So I'm all over the motherfucking place. So you guys want to hear this podcast without seeing me? That is an option for you. I need to put the fucking links in the goddamn description. I think I did, actually. I think I put SoundCloud in the description, so you guys can check it out. Before I start the show, as always, I got to beg for money, a little e-begging here. Patreon.com/CODcast. That's my Patreon. We're up to $947. We got a few new patrons this week, and I really appreciate it. Really happy at the growth this week. So if you guys want to support the show, if you like this show, if you don't want to see me have to go get a job at Walmart, I'd kill it at Walmart. I'd be a great greeter, dude. I'd be like, stop, thief! I'm not chasing that guy, but I'll yell at him. But anyway, if you like the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. $1 or $2, whatever you can afford a month. It's by the month. Like, it's pretty reasonable, dudes. And most of the money I get goes to the Human Society Mississippi Animal Sanctuary, where we rescue dogs and cats that are about to be put down in the shelters and shit. We give them a forever home. And speaking of fucking which, man, I want to show you guys what your money has done. So this week, let me go to the other thing first. This week, I finally got them to install the 50 by 50 animal playpen for the dogs. Like, we had a hard time finding any fucking body to install this shit. It took them forever. But you guys' donations are really helping out. We finally got them a playpen, and they're so fucking happy, man. We let them out there, and they're zooming around everywhere all happy and shit. I even took a little video. Let's watch a little bit of it. Yeah. Happy as fuck. Look at him running around. That's Boomer. He was the oldest one at the sanctuary, at the shelter. And he was about to be put down, so we got him. And this is little Lucy, Miss Lucifer. She's the devil. That's little Mr. Floof. He's cute as fuck. And Mr. Boomer zooming around. Zoom, zoom, zoomies. And that's Mr. Patty, Miss Patty here. Fatty Patty. And that's Nibbler. And that's Runt, because he was the run of the litter. These are all my doggos. So I really appreciate you guys supporting the show. You have no idea how much it means, not just to me, but like to the animals. We do a lot of good work here, and you guys are responsible for all this. I couldn't have done this without you. So, you know, fight to the death, fight. They're just playing. I know it looks like they're killing each other, but they're just playing. Who's hissing? And as always, I got cats all over the place. Cats all around me at all times. Cat. This is the CatCast. I got 11 cats, so I am flying without a net right now. We'll see how the hell this goes. Come over here, Miss Vendetta. Yeah, let's show them how beautiful you are. And little girls like this, we rescued off the highway. She was going to get killed by some pit bulls. And we were like, no, we're not letting you get killed. No. And she has not left my side since she's been rescued. She sleeps on my chest every night. She loves her some daddy. She's imprinted on me. I think she thinks I'm her mama or something. And I basically am, ain't I? You don't want to be a star, but I got to show everybody how fucking cute you are. Look how cute she is. The cutest little poop. She gonna scratch the shit out of me, but she's so fucking cute. Yeah, you are. Okay. So anyway, support the fucking show. That's the moral of this story. And you can do so on my Patreon, like I just showed you, or Super Chats, lifeblood of the show. No questions dodged. Every question answered. Super Chats. You know how Super Chats work. What you guys doing back there? You into something already? God damn it. There's a little money sign down at the bottom of this goddamn thing where you're leaving your little chats and whatnot, and you can click on it. You can donate $1 or $2. It's like, hey, Dusty, you're entertaining me for free. I'm going to tip you. Here's for the animals. And you ask me a question. You can try to embarrass me, tell me I'm shit. It don't fucking matter. It all goes to the animals. It's all go good cause, so I appreciate all the support. And Ann Aspect, she's always the first one to give me some super chat money, and I appreciate that, Ann Aspect. You rock. Keep up the good work, Dusty. We love you. I love you, Ann Aspect. And the Supreme King, he's also awesome. Give me daughter nonsense. I hope AOC runs for president one day. Man, she's doing such a hell of a job as a politician. Would not be surprised to see her as president. She's fucking killing it. We're going to talk about her a little bit later. Johnny, message retracted. I guess I didn't get that money because he probably called me a shit. And you know I am. That's okay. Breaking Bat 094, $1.99. Happy Friday, Dusty. Remember Logic. How could I forget Logic? It's the cornerstone of everything I do, in a way. Appreciate that. Rexo, $20. Hey, very generous, Rexo. Appreciate that. Dusty, I want to see your face, dagnabbit. You're a silver fox, I know, right? There are some people that don't want to see it, though. They're like, we have to drive at our jobs in our trucks. And I'm like, oh, man, that sucks. But at the same time, I respect truckers. So if you have to listen to something, might as well listen to my voice. And also, a lot of people download the show and they listen to it as they play video games. People are like, Dusty, your fucking 2-hour podcast are too long. Well, fuck you. Make time. Where's your goddamn loyalty? Download that shit or play it in the background while you're playing fucking video games. You guys will play like Fallout 4 and shit. My radio podcast is just like basically their radio stations. So I can entertain you guys while you play. It's all good. Thank you for that. Dusty, you gotten rusty. Bring back the opening song. We don't need no fucking opening song. I am the music. I am the graphics. I'm all you need. Take it to heart. You know it's true. And appreciate that $5 though. The Supreme King 499. Have you heard Sink? I know his name is not pronounced Sink, but until he starts pronouncing his name or spelling his name correctly, I'm going to call him Sink. Sink running for Congress. If so, do you support him? Why or why not? Yeah, I think Sink will be a pretty good congressman for what I've seen. You know, he's a pretty good progressive. I'm sure there are some things I disagree with him about, but overall, I think he's probably going to be a pretty good congressman if he wins. So, yeah, works for me. You go, Sink. And James Solario, $5. Dusty, this is for the entertainment of the kiddies. Pooping on your hand last show. I know. You guys said I should make sure I have some hand sanitizer over here in case that happens again, and I didn't do it. So we'll see if I get more poop on my hand on this show. It's always fun, right? And Jay Hansen says, can you say hi to my cat, Miss Bacon? Hey, Miss Bacon. Even though I'm a vegetarian, I will still give a shout out to Miss Bacon. She sounds cute as shit. And I appreciate that. Appreciate all the super chats. More super chats, please. We doing good work here. Really appreciate that. 2 hours of atheism is fine. Yep, true that. Even though I don't really talk about atheism all that much, a little bit. Mostly it's a political show and shows that anger you about what's going on in the world. What are you doing, Miss CC? You about to knock shit over, I can tell right now. About to be a loud clamor in a second. I can already tell what's going to happen here. Look at that mug. Yep. Cheers, Stone. Hell yeah. This toke's for you. Toke it up. Toke it if you got it. I'm all for that. All right, guess it's time to jump on in the show here before CC destroys everything. What you doing, Miss CC? Come on now. Come on, you can do it. Jump off there. Come on. There you go. Good girl. All right. So we're going to talk a little about Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin. Fucking shithead Dave Rubin. Conservative shill Dave Rubin. So here's what happened. Apparently AOC, Alexio Oscuro Cortez, Alexis, I don't know how you pronounce her name. It's complicated. Words are hard. But so last week she went to a drag show, you know, because drag is cool these days. I love drag. I've seen every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm a big fan of drag. I don't know why people have a problem with it. I do know why people have a problem with it. We're going to talk about it more in a minute. But anyway, so AOC went to a drag show and posted this video of her at her drag show, and it was, you know, completely fine and normal.
It was amazing. It was incredible. It was fabulous. I'm like that Lady Gaga moment. It's just like stunning, amazing, impeccable, genius.
Can you believe it? From the revolutionary of our time. I love you so much. Thank you for being here.
So I think drag's cool. You know, these men get to play an alter ego. Most of them are men. Like, most drag queens are not transgender, so most of them do identify as men when they're not wearing drag. And most of these men, they have these alter egos. These are very flamboyant, fancy, entertaining for the most part. And I like it. I think it's fun. I can see myself doing drag. I really could. I think I would dig it. So obviously, conservatives are going to shit on her for this because they're fucking the worst human beings on the face of the fucking planet. The Daily Caller, which is, I believe that's Ben Shapiro's rag. Obviously, they got to shit on her for this and post this up. So AOC attended a drag show in D.C. last night. And, of course, all the conservative assholes. What are you, an idiot sandwich? Why is she an idiot for attending a drag show? Be more specific. It's because you're homophobic. It's because people that are different than you make you feel uncomfortable about yourself because you're so insecure in who you are. Is that why? Yeah, I think it might be. So obviously it's just people making fun of her and this right-wing rag. Exactly what you'd expect. But then what happened? Obviously, gay Uncle Tom, Dave Rubin, had to jump in on it and be like, your Democratic 2024 ticket, ladies and gentlemen, and others. So basically he has to make fun of them, right? Because he's a shithead, right? He's doing exactly the same thing people have always done towards gay people because it's different and unusual and outside of the mainstream norm. So you have to attack those people and you have to turn them into the laughing stocks so you can justify the bullying of them. The exact same thing that was done to Dave Rubin, probably when he was growing up as a gay kid. Same thing that's done to lots of gay people, has been done since the beginning of human history. But of course, he's got his now. He's rich and famous, and so he don't give a fuck. He's got to pander to his audience now at the expense of anybody that he deems is, weird. So, and these are the kind of responses he got. American soldiers in World War II would have surrendered and defected en masse to the Nazis had they been able to see what they were really fighting for. Give me a choice between the kind of insanity we see pictured and the Nazis. I'm taking the Nazis without blinking an eye. That's right, folks. Nazis are better than drag shows, right? Putting Jews in oven and murdering folks and killing mentally disabled people and taking over countries. Oh, way better than drag shows. The American heroes that fought for our freedom, they would have just turned themselves on the Nazis and be like, Heil Hitler! Fuck drag queens! Right? These are the amazing people that Dave Rubin is attracting, and I agree with Classical Liberal. Has the sight of a man in women's clothing ever made you so mad that it made you support the Holocaust? Yes! If you're a Dave Rubin fan, chances are the answer could be yes. Anyway, so obviously, I'm not seeing the problem, just like EJ here is not seeing the problem, but we all know why he's doing this, right? We all know he's doing this to pander to his audience. He's doing this to make you afraid of drag queens and make you afraid of the left by demonizing and dehumanizing. Not just about demonizing, it's about dehumanizing. It's about painting these people as less than human, so when they're attacked in the street or when they're murdered, it's okay, right? It's sort of justified. It justifies that bullying towards them. And, it's people in Dave Rubin's comments just saying exactly the kind of stupid shit you would think they would. Oh, come on, you want to? Yeah, flick her for no reason with this character, with this sort of racist-looking character, in my opinion. Anyway, lots of shitty comments on here, and somebody said, what's the difference between this and this? There's no difference. There's no difference whatsoever, except for this person is a horrible human being who supports a president who actually bans transgender people from the military, actually tries to pass laws that make it okay to fire people simply for being gay and transgender. So this is a sort of a piece of shit human being that supports against their own best interests and their best interests of the people that are in the same class as them. But you're not going to see Dave Rubin call this out because it's only worthy calling out when it's the left you can demonize and make people afraid of because, Dave Rubin is a right-wing shill, as we've always said, as everybody knows who's paying even half a second of attention to what's else happening here. So, and the reason he's doing this is exactly for the reason the Humanist Report said. Dave Rubin is reinforcing the idea that those who defy gender norms, either through same-sex attraction or being transgender or non-binary, are somehow weird or other. This line of reasoning was and still is used to glorify discrimination against people like him, and it actually absolutely is, Like we showed last week where that kid in high school was being gay and the guy was calling him a gay slur, and he slapped the crap out of the guy. It happens all the time. Right now in Russia, there are websites that are meant to help you hunt down and kill gay people. There are, kill the gay bills in certain African countries. It's, it's been done forever to bully these people, to make them look like they're somehow degenerate. Oh my God, be afraid of the drag queens. 45,000 people dying a year for lack of health care, and Donald Trump's accelerating global warming that could potentially lead to all death of all life on the planet. Stuff like that, but they gotta keep you fucking distracted by drag queens and transgenders. That's the scary stuff you really should worry about. Don't pay attention to me, a millionaire, because, they're so worried about being taxed a little bit. They're so worried about losing a few of their dollar bills because, they're hoarders. They're mentally ill hoarders, and they've done what they always do. The rich distract you with this minutia in order to keep you from going after the real problem, which are the millionaires and billionaires like Dave Rubin and the people that he represents. So just a shithead in every possible way a human being could be, just a hypocrite, Dave Rubin. Like I said, gay Uncle Tom, Dave Rubin. So then he had Trump Jr. on his show and had this to say.
Now we're equal. You call me whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like you could call me a fag right now. It wouldn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, we're equal now. Gay people are equal. We have equal rights to everybody's now. We're totally equal. No one is belittling, demonizing gays anymore. And hey, I'm a rich white man. I'm a rich, famous white man. So you can call me a fag if you want to. It has no effect on me. I don't care. Okay, but here's the problem, Dave. I shouldn't have to explain this to you, but not everybody is a rich asshole who has gotten theirs. And so this attitude is, I got mine, who cares about everybody else? Is exactly the type of attitude that disgusting, I don't want to call you subhuman because that's exactly what you're doing to other people, but just, you're not a very good person, Dave. The reason you don't want to normalize that type of language is because that type of language is still, to this day, being used to belittle and bully people, just like I showed you last week of that kid in high school being called a faggot, right? It's exactly what they're doing. So by you normalizing this and you're like, hey, it doesn't even matter. Why does anybody care about these words? Well, it does matter because these words are used to belittle people and bully people, and words are used to make people feel like they don't belong in society to the point where they're killing themselves left and right. It happens all the fucking time. And maybe you're over it, Dave. Maybe you've got so much money and so much support. Get out hey, get off. Go on. Sorry about that. That cat's about to reset my computer. So maybe it's fine for you, but normalizing this type of language is not good for other gay people. Now, you should have enough empathy to understand why that is the case, but since you don't, maybe you do. Maybe you're just so much of a shill that it doesn't even fucking matter to you how many people are hurt by this stuff. And I guess that's the truth because you literally work for, Ferris Wilks, who is a hate preacher that teaches the homosexuality is the same as bestiality and pedophilia. You literally work for him. He pays your salary when you go do videos on PragerU. So clearly you don't give a shit about gay people and their rights and that what you're doing is hurting other gay people. You got yours, so fuck them. But anyway, that's what makes you a giant piece of shit, Dave. And I will happily call it out all day long. People should know what you are. We should mock you and shame you until you're embarrassed to even be seen in fucking public anymore. That's my opinion. Burn these motherfuckers down. That's my opinion. Not violently, with the fucking spotlight. We don't have to be violent. We can use the fucking spotlight to burn these motherfuckers down. So, remember Dave Rubin, back in 2016, was like, I'll be the first to hold Trump's feet to the fire. And now 3 years later, he's like, you can call me a fag if you want. Well, I don't care. So, just the biggest sellout of anybody online right now. What's happening? What's going on back there? Chill the fuck out. So anyway, Dave Rubin's week did not get better. It got even fucking worse. So this cretin, this smooth brain, chud ass cretin decided he was going to attack AOC because that's what he does. And he thought he had her good too. He thought he had her real fucking good, right? So he got on there being all petty and snarky and snipey at AOC. And he's like, hi AOC, not sure who you bought my email from, but I assure you, I didn't sign up for your mailing list. Also, you offer no way to unsubscribe. Please release me. That's right, AOC. We know you're buying email lists out there. We know that you're one of those people that just buys email lists from people that don't want to hear from you and then send out mass emails to these people. Could you stop? Take me off your list, AOC. So he's just trying to own her. He's just trying to be a dick and own her because it's just so funny, too, because he doesn't have the capability to own people correctly because he's so fucking dumb. Like, literally one of the dumbest humans on the planet. But he's a millionaire, folks, because that's the kind of person that this country supports, Capitalism is broken. Fuck this system. So, obviously, if you know anything about this, he was totally fucking wrong here. And she destroyed him. Good Lord. And she responded, this is the official congressional press list, not a supporter mailing list. Our apologies, as someone must have mistaken you for a journalist. That'll be fixed right away. Oh, my God, dude. Apply water to burned area. Somebody get Dave Rubin a lifetime supply of aloe vera stat. Dude got fucking roasted. Holy goddamn shit, dude. Man, talk about hoisted by your own petard. That's what happens when you go out there and act like a little shit. Act like a snarky little shit when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. God damn it, you get fucking owned. And so, of course, he's got to play. Oh, my God. Yep. That's exactly my fun. Burn. Roasted. Damn. Holy shit. Tried it. Got owned. Crushed in every way. And, of course, the internet set forth to crucify. Yep, there he goes. Burning the fuck out of you. Dracarys. Hell yeah. And someday I'm going to go into a rant about how Daenerys, is that her name? Daenerys Stormborn was actually the good guy of Game of Thrones, in my opinion. If you look back at it, she was the only one who had the vision to do things correctly. But anyway, that's a future rant. So I agree with this post too. Dave Rubin insists he hates socialism, but here he is being publicly owned. Amazing, I know, right? We have now seized the memes of production on Dave Rubin. I'm pretty sure that legally means we own Dave Rubin, and he now has to do whatever we say. I don't make the rules. Pretty sure that's what's happened, though. Fuck you, Dave Rubin. And so then he, of course, fucking giant leftist, Tim Pool, the biggest leftist in the world, Dim Tool, had to immediately jump to Dave Rubin's defense with the dumbest fucking take in the goddamn world. AOC accidentally complimented Dave. Imagine being so fucking stupid, being so much of a shill that you think this was a compliment to Dave Rubin. Imagine thinking this somehow helped Dave Rubin and wasn't a complete, what the hell is that? Destruction of Dave Rubin in every way a person could possibly be fucking destroyed. Imagine that. And then you'll imagine you're Tim Pool, a guy who's been paid $1 million by conservatives in order to create propaganda, right? That's what he does for a living. Propagandist Tim Pool with his stupid little fucking beanie. So AOC actually complimented Dave, yet tons of lefties are cheering as if it was an insult. It was an insult. It was an insult to every human being. Only the dumbest person could believe it was an insult, but I don't believe Tim Pool believes that. I think Tim Pool obviously knows that Dave Rubin got destroyed, but, he has to pander. And anything he can do to spin, and take up for the people that are on his own side, like, horrible right-wing piece of shit human being Dave Rubin, he has to do, right? Dave has repeatedly ejected that he was a journalist. I mean, he literally has a show called The Rubin Report. Like he's a reporter. And what is another name for a reporter? Journalist, right? So I'm not sure that you know what you're talking about. AOC implies some view that way. Bold compliment for a man who denies being one. Yeah, it was a total compliment. You sure did get AOC there, Tim Pool, by pointing out her compliment to Dave Rubin, her clear compliment. Like, holy fucking shit. And of course, Dave Rubin got to pretend like he's totally fine with it. He got to jump on and suck Tim Pool's dick a little bit. Let Tim Pool know, hey, thanks, Tim, for having my back. Fellow lefty. We're both huge lefties, aren't we? Thanks for having my back. So Dave Rubin's got to pretend like he's not bothered at all by the fact that he got goddamn roasted alive by AOC. So he's like, the best is the journalist worshiping her for it. Such impartial protectors of our freedom. Fear not. I'm doing just fine. And look, he's going to show, see, I'm eating steak. I'm totally fine, folks. Oh my God, I'm not sad. You're the one sad. But in real life, this is Dave Rubin, pretending he has got a smiley face on while he's crying himself to sleep at night. You know you got fucking wrecked, dude. Come on. Why are you pretending for a goddamn half a second you didn't get fucking wrecked? Because you didn't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're an idiot and you should feel bad. Absolutely. So, anyway, here's Dave. After being humiliated publicly, he's like, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. But, in private, he's like, oh, God, my sandwich. That was my sandwich. Little reference there for you fans who know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, then, after this happened, fucking free speech Dave Rubin, who hates cancel culture and whatnot. So what happened was there's a account called Grillmaster, formerly Dave Franco's Squad. I follow this guy, right? And he posted a picture. And the picture he posted was a joke, right? He basically went to Google Images and he wrote the word steak in, and then he copied this picture and he posted over a picture of this to make it look like Dave Rubin didn't actually have a steak. He went to Google and typed in steak and then basically just shared a picture of a steak. And so he posted that. And a lot of people, even myself, thought it was real. At first, we didn't realize this was a joke. And so this Dave Franco account basically pretty quickly, within like an hour, deleted it and came forward and said, no, this thing was a joke I created. I realized that a lot of people thought this was real, and I don't want people to think this is real. I saw this was going viral, and I didn't want to be dishonest. So I removed it. I want you guys to know this was a joke that I made. So please don't spread this thinking it was real and whatnot. And so immediately Dave Rubin takes to the internet to try to get accounts that shared this banned by tattling on them to Jack, who is the guy that runs Twitter. So anonymous account which spreads lies all day long. Really? That account spreads lies? It was a joke. See, suddenly these people are not all for jokes anymore, are they? These people are always like, it's just a joke, man. Why can't you take a joke? You liberals. You fucking are destroying comedy because you're too sensitive about everything. Now Dave Rubin's like, an anonymous account would spread lies all day. See, jokes, dude. Come on. Fucking snowflake. Which gets shared by progressive activists and Google employees. Deleted this tweet. Curious, @Jack. Got a policy on these accounts? It's your company and you can do what you want. See my earlier tweet for more on Steakgate. There are several anonymous accounts that progressive activists use to their dirty work. Then they get retweeted by journalists. Thoughts, Jack? So he's basically like Talon. Teacher, you see what they're doing back here? You should get on to them, teacher. Why don't you ban these people, teacher? So like the fucking hall monitor he is, Dave Rubin being a snowflake and fucking freaking out about it. And, it's like Uber Feminist says here. Dave Rubin hates cancel culture. Dave Rubin hates getting people fired over nothing. Dave Rubin cries all day and night over what happened to James Damore, which is why Dave Rubin is calling out a Google employee and tagging his employer because he trolled him with a steak photo. And he's literally posting pictures and links, and he's tagging in employers of people in order to try to get them fired and banned from goddamn Twitter, right? Exactly the same thing they always accuse everybody else of doing. They're just the biggest fucking hypocrites in the world. We go over this every fucking week, example out of example after example. At this point, if you watch this show and you're still a right-wing reactionary, I don't have any respect for you anymore, because at this point, you know they're all hypocrites. You know they continuously do exactly the same thing they call the other side out for, and you simply don't give a shit. You're so entrenched in your politics. And like I talk about all the time, it's sunk cost fallacy. You've invested so much time into believing these people are actually good and right and have good opinions that you refuse to embrace reality. And I simply can't have any respect for you anymore. And I don't, see. Shocking, a Google employee at Timcast. It's Google. Hey, Google. What do you think about somebody posting a joke about me, Google? Shouldn't you be upset? Shouldn't we have this person canceled? Yeah, we should have somebody canceled. You know what it is? Dave Rubin. If anybody should be fucking canceled, it's goddamn Dave Rubin. He won't be, though, obviously, because he just panders and shills to the right wing all day long, and that's all you really have to do, right? You don't tell the truth. You just got to say the same shit over and over again, tell the same "I identify as an attack helicopter" joke over and over again, and they love you, right? And so anyway, several accounts pointed out that he is literally tagging employers as a person that shared an interactive joke about him to try to get them fired, try to get them in trouble, try to get them banned from Twitter. Exactly what you would expect a goddamn fucking hypocritical shill to do. And that's what Dave Rubin is in every fucking possible way. So anyway, guess that's all I'm going to talk about Dave Rubin. We have, I guess, sufficiently roasted him, crucified him. Oh, my camera froze? Oh shit, my camera did freeze. Can you guys hear my voice still? I guess you guys can hear my voice still. All right, hang on. Nope. Can you guys hear my voice? Why did my camera freeze? Camera frozen. Oh, I fixed it. Let's see. Boom! Maybe it's in the gutter where I left my lover. What a expensive fate. My V is for vendetta. Thought that I'd feel better, but now I got a bellyache. Hells yeah! Fix that shit. Thank you for letting me know. See, that's the problem. I need like a third screen here so I can read the chat at the same time that I'm doing everything over here. I'm going to set that up. I have a screen over here for my fucking shit. I have a screen over here. I'm going to have a third screen over here. So I'm having all that shit hooked up. Working on it. Cool. All right. Super chats. Let's read the super chats. Hopefully that will not lock up again. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my camera. Fuck you, camera. Get that shit straightened out. He said, $1.99. Okay. Supreme King 499. I actually met a World War II vet. We spoke, and I thanked him for voting Democrat. I fought Nazis in the 1940s. I'm not stopping now. This was during midterms. Yep. I mean, like, some of those military people are really cool. Some of them get it. Some of them understand that everything they fought for is being undermined by the fascist, white supremacist president we have in power right now. And I really respect those who actually can, see through it. But a lot of them can't. A lot of them are so brainwashed by thinking that it's the conservatives who are for God and country, and so they just can't get over that fucking shit, regardless of what happens, and those people I don't have much respect for at all. So, Breaking Bat 09499. The guys who rag on her couldn't impress her. You must be talking about AOC. Yep. I think a lot of them have crushes. A lot of these conservatives have a crush on AOC. I got a little crush on AOC myself. Wouldn't mind hanging out with her for a few hours, having some nice. I'm just gonna try to be respectful here in my verbiage. So I guess we'll just move on. Victoria Cunningham, $5. Please let your hair grow long. Long hair is super sexy. All right, I'll think about doing that. I kind of like it short though. Kind of like looking clean cut with this silver fox look. But I will take that into advice. Appreciate that, Victoria. Emily Coyne. Give me $20. Hey, that's very, very generous. Appreciate that, Emily. You got to check out YouTuber Naughty Beaver, as he has the evidence that God is an alien and we were enslaved by them 250,000 years ago. The descendants of these alien rulers are the 1% rich who rule the world. Well, that sounds amazing. Totally legitimate. I would definitely have to check that out. Naughty Beaver. Somebody should send me some links on Twitter. I'll check that out. Appreciate that. Rich Lotta, $5. If some stupid law said you had to have only dogs or cats, which would you choose? Oh, God. That'd be a tough one. I mean, cats are easier as far as, they can live around you and they clean themselves a lot better and they shit in their own, litter boxes and, they're easy to take care of and whatnot. But dogs have more of a personality in ways, so I don't know, man. I guess it would probably be cats, only for the ease factor, but I would definitely miss my fucking dogs and I would disobey that law. No doubt about that. And, Rich Lotta, another $7.82. That's an amazing amount. I'm going to make a post on your Facebook wall. Please respond there. Okay, will do. I will talk to you on the Facebook. Anybody that wants to follow me on Facebook can do so. I'm facebook.com/CultOfDusty. Usually CultOfDusty everywhere except on Twitter, which I'm CultOfDusty1, because somebody who I will not mention, her fan base had me banned. The account that I spent 9 years building up was permanently banned. You guys know what I'm talking about. We don't have to mention her. She who shall not be named. So, anyway. Steve Miller is now a confirmed white nationalist, white supremacist. Yeah, we're going to talk about Steve Miller in a minute. He is on the list of shit to talk about, definitely. Hair should be called hairs due to the surplus. Hells yeah, I didn't have much of a surplus for a while, but I got a lot more now, thanks to modern science plus surgery. Dusty and AOC sitting in a tree. Hell yeah. We would just be talking about politics and whatnot. I don't even want to sex her up anything. I just want to hang out with her because I think she's cool. Haha. Sure, Dusty. Sure. All right, let's see here. Let's continue on with the show. What else the fuck we got here? How long are we in this? Oh, 30 minutes. All right, good. Making good time. Where are we at? Boom, 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 boom. Now we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about some Candace Owens. Holy fucking shit, dude. Candace Owens. One of the most obvious grifters in the history of the internet, but still someone who's like a millionaire now because the grift is real, y'all. If you want to make money, right-wing grifting is absolutely the way to do it. Just ask millionaire Tim Pool, who the rich conservative assholes who support him gave him $1 million for no reason. Dude's literally a millionaire for nothing, simply because he panders. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here we go. So, Candace Owens was on Fox News the other day, right? And she had something very interesting to say for once. She basically said, hey, I don't remember this racial stuff going on when I was young. She actually said when I was alive, which you're still alive, Candace. Hate to break it to you. Spoiler alert! Unless you're a zombie, which is possible. But anyway, let me show you what she has to say, and then I'll dunk on her for it.
If the old way worked, I mean, I think there's wisdom to that. If Obama worked, oh yeah,
he's got to be talking about Obama.
I respect that.
If the old way worked, who came before Trump?
Right, it was Obama, and Obama did a lot to tear this country apart. I do not remember when I was growing up having all of these race issues. Okay, I really don't remember it. And then suddenly, towards the end of Obama, we started hearing all of this rhetoric drummed up. It became white versus black all over again. And I say all over again. I shouldn't even say that because when I was alive, this was not an issue. It all became about race, and I really do think that they were laying down the groundwork for Hillary.
When I was alive, this wasn't an issue. You're alive still, dude. What the fuck? Aren't you? Should we double tap Candace Owens? Don't double tap Candace Owens. I'm just joking. Don't hurt her. No violence. But I'm just saying, she's sort of asking for it by calling herself a zombie. But anyway, you heard her, folks. When I was growing up, I don't remember this racist stuff. Obama started all this fucking racism. There was no racism till Obama. Oh my God. Well, it turns out that Candace Owens literally sued over racism and won a lawsuit, right? Candace Owens is doing her best to become the next Omarosa. However, even Owens' antics seem too extreme for the former White House staffer. Nonetheless, conservatives appear to be falling for her stunts, which have resulted in fame for the 30-year-old and a platform for her to spit her hate from. Diddy had her babbling for a Revolt TV discussion on black issues. Really, Diddy? Killer Mike says she is his sister. Really, Killer Mike? And Republicans had her tap dancing at Congress to say white supremacy and white nationalism wasn't an issue. That said, Owens is a fraud and we have endless receipts. Owens now calls the NAACP one of the worst groups for black people, even though the organization helped her win a racial discrimination lawsuit. What's that? What's that? You just said when you were a kid, when you were growing up, none of this happened. You literally sued people. In 2007, she accused some white boys of racially harassing and threatening to kill her. Owens claimed the boys were the son of the then Stanford mayor, Daniel Molley, Connecticut's former governor. Because of the NAACP, Owens' family received a settlement of $37,500 from Stanford Public Schools. So yeah, good Lord, these people are so fucking shameless. Even if you have the receipts. But the thing is, I can show conservatives this. I can show them just what she said, and I can show them the proof that she's a liar and a grifter, and it doesn't fucking matter. Nothing matters anymore to these people. So, I hate to become nihilistic, folks, but we live in a post-truth society where it doesn't matter what people say, it doesn't matter what they do. All that matters is tribalism, right? The brainwashing that comes with their tribalism. Scott X. Esdale, the Connecticut NAACP president, who helped Owens with her lawsuit, was shocked to hear she had become a conservative. Esdale told Mike, we're very saddened and disappointed in her. It seems to me that she's now trying to play to a different type of demographic. He also said it's the same type of thing Clarence Thomas did. It's exactly what it is. So basically, Candace Owens used to be a leftist, quote unquote. She used to have an anti-Trump website. She used to be completely against conservatives. And then something happened. Well, what was it that happened? Well, she went on Fox News and she lied about something. She went on Fox News out of the blue and she said, let me see if I can find exactly what she said here. By March 2018, this is after she had her anti-Trump website. Then she went on Fox News and finally made it to Fox News. She spit out a line that went viral and made her the darling of pseudo-conservatives. Owens said the National Rifle Association was founded as a civil rights organization that protected black people from the KKK. Even the Fox News host said, I've never heard that before. That's so interesting. She never heard it before either because it was a lie. She literally just went on TV and lied. She made something up. But it doesn't matter. We're in a post-truth society. Telling the truth is not important anymore. So what happened was this little clip where she lied went viral. And she realized, holy shit, I can just lie and be a conservative shill. And look at all this attention I'm getting. Look at all these people that are suddenly willing to financially support me. I should say more things like this. And that's her entire career, saying more things like that. PolitiFact confirmed she lied or just was willfully ignorant. According to the NRA's own website, dismayed by the lack of marksmanship shown by their troops, Union veteran Colonel William C. Church and General George Wingate formed the National Rifle Association in 1871. The primary goal of the association would be to promote and encourage rifle shooting on a scientific basis, according to a magazine editorial written by Church. So, yeah, she just lied, but it doesn't matter, right? That's where her bread is buttered now, right? She knows she's going to make tons of money just from lying to conservative because she's black, and it is that she's black. That's the reason, folks. If a black person lies about liberalism and makes conservatism look good, she's more embraced by conservatives who are hypersensitive over the fact that they're an incredibly racist organization. So if they have a few people that actually spout their talking points or actually lie in favor of them, it basically assuages their guilt and it makes them think, well, I can't be racist. Look at this black person who agrees with me. But no, you're still racist. She's racist. You're all fucking racist. That's how it works. She's like Jason Lee Peterson, racist all day long. A dude who literally is out there speaking about how he believes the civil rights movement was bad for black people. A dude who's out there saying he thinks white supremacy or white power is a good thing, right? Just because he's black doesn't mean he can't be racist against other black people. Have you ever seen, what is that show where Uncle Ruckus, Boondocks, ever seen the Boondocks? Same thing with Candace Owens. So anyway, this is a great article. If you guys want to go check it out, it's from News One. It has all the receipts over and over and over again. There's so many different examples of this. I'm not going to go into them all, but just points out how obvious it is. She is a con artist, right? Just a shill. But we already knew that. But at the same time, it's still good to have this knowledge in your brain so that when conservatives come at you and they're like, well, Candace Owens says this, where you can say, well, Candace Owens also sued over racial discrimination and won $37,500 by teaming up with the NAACP. And I was claiming that never happened and she doesn't have any memory of racism before Obama. Candace Owens will say anything. So fuck you and fuck Candace Owens, right? And speaking of Candace Owens and her allies, let's talk about Turning Points USA. It should be called Talking Points USA because that's all they do. Run by this guy, Charlie Kirk. So, surprise, surprise, Charlie Kirk has attracted lots of white supremacists. I wonder what it could be. What could have caused you to attract all these white supremacists, Charlie Kirk? Look at you. Oh, we're not racist. We're just pretending to be racist. Heard der? No, we're not racist. But yeah, a lot of real racist people, like the guy who did, mass shootings because he believed in the white supremacist conspiracy theory of the Great Replacement. Lots of fucking shitheads like, Stephen Miller. Remember Stephen Miller? Good old Stephen Miller. We're going to talk about him a little bit later. And, what the fuck's this guy's name? I'm drawing a blank on his name. Richard Spencer. Fucking Richard Spencer. Played a clip of him a couple weeks ago where he was screaming about how he rules the world. Brownies and black people looked up at people like me as we murder them. I'm such an alpha specimen. God damn it, the best that this race has to offer. So anyway, it's not surprising that you're attracting all kinds of goddamn right-wing racist shitheads, right? And we played this clip last week. Just another example of people that you're attracting with your conservative racist bullshit.
All right, so according to the U.S. Census Bureau population projections, in 2045, whites will account for less than 50% of the population in the United States. Given that the Democratic Party's policies do not point towards the maintaining of our American ideals, and given the most groups other than whites overwhelmingly vote Democrat, how can we be sure that said American ideals will be maintained when millions of immigrants come in with majority Democratic support? Can you prove that our white European ideals can be maintained if the country's majority is no longer made up of white European descendants?
Tonight.
Yeah! White people are in trouble. Holy shit. Club. Yeah, Great Replacement is a real thing. So, anyway, he's starting to freak out a little bit because, one, it's obvious to everybody outside of the Republican Party that it's an incredibly racist organization. They're still in great denial about it for some reason. So, this is, the second or third time he's been run off by other Trump supporters, by the people that are even more racist than he is, which is saying something. When you're more racist than Turning Point USA, that's some serious fucking racism. When this guy is a good guy in comparison to you, you're a giant piece of shit, because this guy is, holy shit, one of the biggest pieces of shit on the fucking planet. So anyway, he got ran off by these white supremacist Trump supporters. Let's have a look. You love to see it. Yep. Chanting America first. These are the type of people that Trump has been attracting from the very beginning, right? These are the people that he's wanted to attract. This is what his rhetoric, demonizing immigration, demonizing immigrants, this is what it leads to, right? We've been saying this the entire fucking time. And the entire fucking time we've been saying this, people like Charlie Kirk have been accusing us of, you called everybody racist. You call everybody a Nazi. We're so sick of you liberals trying to paint everybody as racist. But no, we were just telling the fucking truth. And so now he's in between a rock and a hard place. Now he has to admit that a huge section of Trump supporters are actually racist, right? He has to admit that liberals who didn't want to give these kind of people a platform, who were fighting against these people, we weren't just being fucking snowflakes, calling everybody we're against racist and Nazis. They're actually racist and Nazis, right? And, so love to see him get hoisted by his own petard and have these Trump supporters actually attack him. And as Sam Cedar said, so this is the third time in about 2 weeks a TPUSA event has been trampled by a rival conservative organization. Why hasn't the Blazes or Rubin report decried the crushing of the First Amendment? Where are the gobs of New York Times op-eds fretting over the chilling of the exchange of ideas, right? Where's that shit at? Well, you know where it's at. It's never going to happen because there's a different set of rules for these people. All they do is they find whatever they can to trash the left with while they're giving the right a pass for it all. That's what they always do. It's what I say every fucking week. That's their MO. That's what happens. That's exactly what the anti-SAW community got started doing, right? People like TJ started doing that shit. It just spread like wildfire. And now it's taken over mainstream politics. It's become so fucking popular. But it's transparent. Anybody who's paying attention can see through it. But at the same time, these motherfuckers are never going to call it out the same way they call out the left, because it's not about telling the truth. It's not about being accurate. It's not about trying to make society better or evolve our society in any way that's helpful. It's simply about making sure the right maintains power. That's what it's always been about. And most of these people, like Charlie Kirk, is hugely supported by billionaires. It's about billionaires making sure that they can keep every single penny they've siphoned out of the system. These fucking mentally ill hoarders. And look at walk away. Walk away with your head in shame, dude. You should. You should feel bad. You're a lot closer to these racists than you pretend to be. And but he's out there trying to fight a little bit. But his wording is very, very revealing. People who openly identify as white supremacists came to my event tonight. Yep, keyword openly. What Charlie is saying is shh. That's exactly what it is. Don't say this stuff out loud. It's bad optics to be openly racist. We're not openly racist. We just use dog whistles and shit like, okay, son, we're not racist, or we demonize immigrants constantly. That's how we do our racism. We don't just come right out and say it. That's bad for our bottom line, right? That makes us look bad in the public. So you guys be quiet. But no, don't be quiet. Keep telling Charlie Kirk exactly what you Trump supporters stand for. Keep telling him exactly why you stand for this stuff. Keep telling him who is inspiring this stuff. Who is making you fear all these immigrants? Who's making you think that they're rapists, right? Where did you get this from? Where did you get the idea that they should go back to where they came from if they don't love America? Where did you get that from? You got it from Trump, right? Of course you did. We know that. And so keep pushing Charlie Kirk. Keep on top of him. Even though I like Charlie Kirk better than like these open white supremacist Nazis, it's still hilarious to watch him take all this shit, right? But of course, you still have people who are even bigger fucking shills. And that's not the one I'm looking for. This is the one I want. Even bigger fucking shills than Charlie Kirk. Even bigger fucking shills than even Candace Owens is. People like C.J. Pearson. Now, look, I know that C.J. Pearson doesn't actually believe anything he says. I know that he's just this young black kid who put on a suit and realized that if he says conservative talking points and he shills for conservatives every second of his life, that he makes money and gets attention. People pat him on the back for it. I know that's all he's doing. Believe me, I understand it. But at the same time, it's just hilarious to see the links he'll go to. He's like, so-called conservatives labeling Nick J. Fuentes, booger-eating Nick, a Nazi just because they disagree with him or his tactics are no better than lefties. Debate his ideas. Don't defame him. Yeah, they are debating his ideas. His fucking Nazi ideas. Let's say they actually gave him examples, right? Let's show you a few examples since you don't seem to have any ability to research what the fuck you're talking about. Let me see if I can find it here. And this person responded, hey, CJ, he called me a faggot race traitor because I work for a Jew. Also, he said it's degenerate for white people to have sex with black people. What kind of debate do you propose we have around those ideas? Exactly. How do you debate this shit? Why would you debate this shit? Let's where the fuck is it? God damn it. There's a video of him showing where they basically have him on camera saying that he thinks dating black people is degenerate and that Jews harm his life. Shit, where the fuck is it? I thought it was at the top. See, I should have bookmarked it better. Anyway, there's plenty of evidence of booger-eating Nick just being a straight-out goddamn white supremacist Nazi, such as this.
I don't know, man. If Antifa were marching down the streets and they were waving the banner of Benito Mussolini or Francisco Franco, I'd be joining them, frankly. If Antifa was waving the banner of phalangism, if they were waving the banner of Franco, and they were saying, Catholic fascism now, I would join them. I would become a part of Antifa. I would welcome Antifa. Yes, take over the country. Storm D.C., take over the Capitol, raise the banner of Mussolini and Franco and, some notable others, right? Oswald Mosley, that would be a great thing. Oh, they're wearing black just like Oswald Mosley. Based? Sign me up. But they're not doing that. No, but they're not doing that. What does Antifa even mean? Of course, anti-fascist. And they're not marching down the streets advocating for fascist Catholic governance. They're not marching down the street advocating for a centralized corporatist state and all that. They're marching down the streets advocating for the abolition of gender and pedophilia and gay marriage and abortion and women's liberation and the liberation of colored people around the world. I mean, this is what they're marching for. So I'm
And that's
sorry.
bad
I
to
don't
him.
believe that's what Hitler stood for. I don't believe that's what Mussolini stood for. I don't believe Francisco Franco came to power on a platform of anti-religion, communism, abolishing gender. I think there's some substantive differences. And so what this again shows is that the right wing is operating with the left wing moral framework. That's what these two contention.
So yeah, definitely not a Nazi at all, is he, C.J. Pearson? Absolutely not. What a good guy. Just fucking debate him on the merits. On the merits of his positions. Yeah, we can do that. We can also call him a fucking Nazi. We can also call him a white supremacist, because that's exactly what the fuck he is. And the fact that you're in public taking up and defending shit like this, I mean, like, I can't even shame you, right? Because you clearly don't have any fucking shame. These people don't have any shame. They know they're going to get supported. They know, like I said with Candace Owens, a black guy saying this kind of thing will get a lot of other racists who pat him on the back and support him and give him likes. I bet he's got probably, 100,000 followers or something? Let's see how much he's got. 321,000 followers. Holy shit. 324,000 followers. I have 6,000. So that just shows you, folks. That just shows you what's rewarded on social media. You want to talk about how liberals run social media? Liberals, they have everything. Nope, we sure don't. Conservatives run YouTube right now. Conservatives run Twitter right now. Paul Joseph Watson has 1 million followers on Twitter right now. You know, these people run the show, not us. They just play the snowflakes to pretend. It's like Christians who continuously pretend like they're being abused. Constantly playing the snowflake. Oh my God, Christian persecution is at an all-time high. Nope. You guys still run fucking everything. Conservatives still fucking run everything. They just continuously have to play the snowflake because that's their entire narrative, right? It works for them. It works. Because the people that believe that shit are so low level, they can't see right fucking through it, even though it's incredibly obvious to anyone who has a lick of fucking sense in their brain. But, you know, that pretty much excludes the vast majority of conservatives. That's just the way it fucking is. And anyway, I played this clip on my show a couple weeks ago where Charlie Kirk basically claimed that he was going to get into West Point, but they gave his position to a less qualified black, I guess, female. It was his contention. And somebody asked him about it, and basically he just outright fucking lies, because that's what these people are. They're liars. And they realize that the people that follow them don't give a shit they're lying, so they never get caught out for it. They have no reason to tell the truth, really, because they're rewarded handsomely for lying. So let's have a look.
Senator, thank you for supporting Bernie's bill to stop. Is that kind of close? Can I maybe move back? Yeah. Can you hear me? Thank you for supporting Bernie's bill to stop arming Saudi Arabia, a really important bipartisan bill that was passed through both houses and then vetoed by the president because he's bad. My question is for Charlie. Charlie, I wanted to ask you about you trying to get into West Point. You said that you applied to West Point, but they gave your place to an applicant of a different gender and persuasion. I know the test scores and I knew the qualifications. She was less qualified. So my question is, if they were of different gender, do you know what gender they were?
I never said that.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here tonight.
Eventually lost my spot out to what I felt was a far less qualified applicant in my district that was of a different gender and a different persuasion. You could take it any way you want, but I knew the test scores, I knew the qualifications. I was kind of got the short end of the stick.
I never said that.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here tonight.
It's on.
I never said that. Thanks for being here or not. Yeah, you did say it, dude. You're on fucking video. You know they should exist. It's just so frustrating, though. Like I said, it doesn't even matter if video exists. It doesn't matter because the people that follow him don't give a fuck. It's as simple as that. And that's why I was getting depressed a couple weeks ago, because I realized that no matter how much I point this stuff out to people, no matter how many receipts I have proving they're lying, the people that follow him simply don't give a shit. It does not matter to them at all. They'll still be immensely rewarded. They're all incredibly fucking rich, and they're going to become richer every single day by lying. And, when you reward people for their bad behavior, what reason does anybody have to behave correctly, right? Who was growling? I hear some kitty growling around me. So anyway, the whole situation with Booger Eating Nick and Charlie Kirk is funny, though. If this was happening on the left, they would be constantly saying, the left is eating itself, the left is eating itself. But since it's happening on the right, they never say shit like that. They never hold themselves to the same standards they hold the left to, because, it doesn't matter. It's an absolute different set of rules. So now let's take a break, and then we're going to cover the Stephen Miller shit. Next up, facts be damned. Yep, Kirk is a fascio. Definitely, it's all fucking fascism. And but at least he wants to be quiet about it, right? Shh, don't tell people we're fascist. Just let's do fascism, crypto fascism instead of just outright fascism. Colored people, yep. He's a moron. He is a moron. Okay. Yeah, basically he was just saying, you guys know why I didn't get into West Point. It was because of the blacks and the affirmative action. We all know what's happening here, but I never said that. I never said it. Yes, you did, asshole. Yes, you fucking did. All right, let's see. Super chats. Lifeblood of the show. Super chats. Victoria Cunningham, $5. I wish I had more to give. This is for the fuzzies. Keep up the great work. I really appreciate it. I will keep doing what I'm doing as long as you guys keep supporting me, and it means a lot. Thank you, Victoria. Jeannie Rue, $10. Dusty, do you think Trump will get impeached? Because I doubt it. However, if not impeached and removed, do you think Trump can get reelected? I fear people will not go to the polls again. No, I don't think he will be impeached or successfully impeached. I don't think that'll happen. And I didn't think he was going to win the first time, so I'm not going to say he's not going to win the second time, right? He absolutely might win the second time. America is not a great country. We should be ashamed, but people in this country are not ashamed, so he absolutely could win again. I wouldn't be surprised to see it whatsoever, especially since we still have the Electoral College, the slave era system that was created to reward states that had slaves. We're still fucking operating under that system, which is insane, but that's America for you. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. All we can do is fight as hard as we can against it. At least maybe history will judge some of us more kindly than others. That's the best we can do. Foreigner D, $10. Yo, Dusty, something for all the fuzzballs. How are you feeling this week? You seemed stressed last stream. Hope the things are a bit better now. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know if stressed is the right word. I was angry. I'm getting angry at, it's a feeling of helplessness. Like, no matter how much I point out these people are lying, and I do it every week, there's just so much evidence that they're liars and grifters, and it doesn't seem to matter. And it does. After a while, it starts to bother you. Because it's like, why are you even bothering to point it out if nobody gives a fuck? Why are you bothering to point it out if no one is fucking holding these people to account at all, right? It's how I feel about Shion Head. I pointed out the fact that she's built her career literally lying about feminists, pulling fake quotes to lie about them, calling black people apes, and her boyfriend spreading white supremacy talking points. And I pulled this shit out, and then other liberals are like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I still like her, blah, blah. I mean, it's frustrating. Like, nobody has any incentive to behave properly because no one is held accountable for what they do anymore. So what is the point of even pointing it out? But I just feel like you have to. Somebody has to point this shit out. Somebody has to. Maybe they don't. Maybe I don't even need to. Maybe this is all pointless, right? Maybe it is. I wrestle with that all the fucking time. But at the very least, I can take the money that I make off doing this show and I can rescue dogs and kittens with it. So regardless of whether what I'm doing is pointless or not, at least I can have something that makes me feel like I'm doing good. Like some good is coming out of the show. So I just gotta try to hold on to that as much as I can, I think. But anyway, I appreciate that. Very generous of you. Postmodern Art, $5. It has to be called the Great Replacement because nobody will be radicalized to commit mass murder for the pretty good replacement. I know, right? Have to make you as free as possible. It would have to be great to get rid of white people. You can't have a mediocre replacement for white people because everything has to be great when it has to do with the whiteys, right? Beast Nation, $10. Truth isn't important anymore. Well, unless it's vitriolic nonsense masked as truth, used to harm blacks, Latinos, Muslims, Jews, gays, trans, fat people, poor people. Yep. I feel that totally, and it's very frustrating. It's very hard not to become nihilistic about it, but we can't though. We can't give up. We have to keep fighting. Even if it's very disheartening, we have to keep fighting because what else are we going to do, right? What else are we going to do? Like, if we give up, then I don't know. I can't. I'm not ready to give up yet. I'm not ready just to write this whole country off yet and write all the people off and write the people that are being harmed and the people that need help. I just can't turn my back on them, even though it seems pointless and helpless. I just got to keep going. So, can we restart our own country? I don't think so. I think a few people have tried that before and it did not go well for them. So, but that would be nice. And sculpted leather art by Viking Bitch says, glad to see you're feeling better, Dusty. I appreciate it. Getting the fence built really helped my life. And seeing the dogs really happy and have a much bigger area to play out there and whatnot. And I got that big old dog house off Facebook and whatnot. So, I don't know. It really made my week a lot better. So I'm definitely feeling a little bit more optimistic this week. I really appreciate that, guys. See what the chat has to say. Tulsi is a white woman of color. Okay. Breathe, Dusty. Just breathe. Okay, I'm breathing. If I wasn't breathing, I would be passed out. Love you, Dusty. Love you, American Marxist. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. All right. Let's continue on with the show. Already an hour into the show. Let's see what else we got here to talk about. Boom. I'm going to talk about Stephen Miller next. You know who Stephen Miller is? He's like one of Trump's main advisors. He's been with Trump pretty much since the very beginning. And surprise, surprise, evidence was released that he is a white supremacist, white nationalist. Basically, I guess it's from 2016 to 2017. He sent over 800 email correspondence with Breitbart, 900. Breitbart, you know, the publication that Bannon called the mouthpiece of the alt-right. So yeah, Stephen Miller, the top presidential advisor, sent over 900 previously private emails to Breitbart from March 4, 2015 to June 27, 2016. Miller does not converse along a wide range of topics in the emails. His focus is strikingly narrow. More than 80% of the emails Hate Watch reviewed relate to or appear on the threads relating to the subjects of race or immigration. Hate Watch made multiple attempts to reach the White House for comment from Miller about the content of his emails, but would not receive a reply. They'll just sweep it under the rug, right? That's all they're going to do, folks. Even if they have proof now that this guy was spreading white supremacist propaganda, they won't even acknowledge it. They don't have to, because they know the conservative base doesn't actually give a shit. They don't fucking care, so why even acknowledge it? You can call all you want to for him to resign, and you can call all you want to on the conservative politicians, the conservative congressmen, to demand his resignation, but they don't have to. Because the Conservative Party is a racist party. The entire point of the Conservative Party is to maintain the white supremacist power structure that has run this country since pretty much the beginning of it, right? They are status quo warriors. That's all they fucking care about. So, awesome article. If you guys have a chance, I definitely recommend you check out this article. It goes into all the white supremacist publications he was sharing and all the, you know, straight up racist bullshit he was posting. But it don't matter, folks. And this is the guy. Literally looks like a young Dr. Evil. These incredibly outwardly evil motherfuckers are running our government right now. And it's just, you know, crickets. Crickets for most of the country about this. You know, who gives a shit, folks? Who gives a shit, right? It don't matter. As long as you're white, it doesn't affect you anyway. So why should you really care? And, it's like I said, so what if more proof has been released that show white supremacist sympathizers are at the very top of the American government, which provides even more smoking gun evidence of the white power structure that rules Western society. You SJWs will complain about anything. And that's exactly the fucking attitude of so many of these anti-SJWs and conservatives. You know, you guys will call anybody racist. Who gives a shit if there's smoking gun evidence that they are fucking racist, that these racists are at the highest positions of government, that they are actually whispering in the ear of the president. They are controlling policy right now. Who gives a shit, right? Well, I do. Some people do. Far, far too few, unfortunately. But some of us care, and some of us are going to call it out. And I guess 75 members of Congress have called on him to resign, and 0% of them are Republicans. It should be all of them. It should be every member of the Democrats, especially. But it should be every fucking one of them. But none of them on the conservative side have called for it, because, you know, they don't have to. They don't have to. Even acknowledging this is bad for them. So that's their plan, you know, just to ignore it, to sweep it under the rug. That's what happens time and time again. That's exactly what, I guess I won't mention names, but lots of people in the anti-SJW community that I fought against, that's exactly how they operate. When they post racist tweets or racist videos or lying videos, they just delete it, sweep it under the rug. They never acknowledge it. And people are like, well, I actually was reading from a popular feminist the other day, was claiming that if Shuon Head came out and apologized for calling Leslie Jones an ape and explained to her audience why it's bad to use that kind of language, how it normalizes it and is used to demonize and dehumanize black people, and has been for hundreds of years, it would actually be a bad thing if she did that. This was a famous, popular feminist making this claim. So, like, Even on our own side. Even that's why it's so depressing. Even the people that are supposed to be my allies, I want nothing to fucking do with. They're ridiculous sycophants who don't give a fuck. They just want to be popular, and if the popular girl pats them on the back and gives them a little bit of attention, they're like, it's like, fuck no. I can't have anything to do with you guys. Like, you disgust me. Yes, we're supposed to be allies, but no thank you. I'd rather be on my own than have any fucking thing to do with you people. And it's depressing when it's your own side is like that too. When the other side is outwardly fucking racist, and your own side holds nobody to account. Your own side is people that you would never in a million years hang around with in real life because you don't fucking respect them or think they have any integrity. It kind of gets to you after a while. But, you know, maybe I'm just too much of a dickhead. Maybe I need to relax and not be so judgmental. But I don't know. Like, nowadays they call it purity test. You guys have all these purity tests. But back in my days, that was just called standards, right? Just have a basic amount of standards for the people that you're willing to hang out with and the people you're allowed to let slide on the bullshit they do. But now it's, oh my God, you have a purity test. I said, yeah, I do. I have a purity test. I have basic standards on people that I will associate with and people I won't. And it's based on your actions and your behavior. And I don't think I'm going to apologize for that. I don't have any reason to apologize. You motherfuckers should be apologizing, in my opinion. So, this person says, every time Stephen Miller is trending, they got to post this.
We have some little clouds floating around here.
This 7-year-old girl, the loss of that precious
life. And this is not photoshopped at all, folks. This is actually what he went on TV looking like. And if you're not familiar with this is what you call spray on hair. Now, there's two different types of this type of hair. Now, as a balding man, I have experience with this. As a formerly balding man, I'm not balding that much anymore, but as a formerly balding man, they have two different types of this. One of them's like spray on hair, and it's like this little fiber stuff, but they also have it in like this powder form that comes in this little thing, and you just shake it on your head. And I've used that shit before too, and it actually works really well. But here's the thing, you actually have to have hair before it works, because it kind of sticks to the hair you already have and kind of fluffs it out a little bit and thickens it up, makes it look like you have more hair. But if you don't actually have any hair whatsoever, it looks like you just spray painted your fucking head. So insecure Stephen Miller literally went on television and tried to paint his hair in. And here he clearly doesn't have any friends. Like, holy shit, how does somebody, like, look at the side here, dude. It's not only is this obvious, but your blending is not even good. Like, literally, you don't have any friends that like you enough to stop you before you go on television and be like, dude, wipe that stupid shit off your head. None of the producers of the show told you, the fucking people in the back, in the green room with you, the makeup people, nobody told you. That's how much you're hated, dude. That's how much your Dr. Evil ass is hated. That no one can fucking help you out to give you, you know, a little bit of advice that will help you not to look like such a fucking moron on national television. But I'm glad they didn't, because it's hilarious to mock you with. That's for sure. And then there's all the people who were claiming this entire time that Stephen Miller was not racist. Now, we all knew he was racist, and, you know, all this stuff came out, and everybody's like, oh, I'm so shocked. But, you know, that's not the good attitude to have. Because even though we all knew it, having evidence that actually proves it is still important to share with people and to let everybody know about, because then they can't deny it anymore. Because people like Ben Shapiro have been denying it for a long time. You know, Miller knows what he's talking about on immigration. Most members of the media simply don't. Yeah. Miller, whose entire view of immigration was pretty much based off white supremacist talking points, who was sharing white nationalism. 900 different emails. And this was used to form his opinion on immigration. Yeah, Ben Shapiro loves that. Shocker, right? Shocker that this white nationalist and Ben Shapiro are hand in hand when it comes to their feelings on immigration, isn't it? I wonder why so many white nationalists were viewing Ben Shapiro's work before they went out on killing sprees. I wonder why he's been named in several different terrorist trials. It's a fucking mystery, isn't it? But no, it's not a mystery at all. We knew it was happening. We've always known it's happening. We called it out, and now they're smoking gun evidence. Where are you at, Ben Shapiro? Where are you at to talk about how stupid you were and how wrong you were, and how Stephen Miller is obviously a white nationalist, and his talking points about immigration were based on white nationalism? Where are you at to do a mea culpa on this? Well, nowhere. You know he's not going to, because he doesn't have to. You know, even bringing it up is bad for him. And there are lots of people doing this, like intellectual dark web wannabe Gad Sad. Perfect last name, because this motherfucker's sad as he can possibly be. You know, Elon Nomark was calling him out. Stephen Miller is a white nationalist. He was. The fact that he still has influence on policy and political appointments is an outrage. Yes, it is. But Gad says, like, he is a white nationalist in the same way that you are an Islamophobe, Elon. Is there no end to how idiotic and divisive you can be? Is there no limit to your dark heart? Oh, fuck you, Gad Sad. Seriously. Where you at, Gad Sad, for your apology to her for telling the truth? Where you at, motherfucker? I know where you're at. Fucking hiding. Not even hiding. That's not even true. They don't even have to hide. They don't have to hide. He's probably just on his fucking account saying some other dumb shit. Getting patted on the back for it. You know, getting called an intellectual for it by the right. Because it doesn't fucking matter. They don't have to tell the truth. What was that? Was that my stomach growling? Holy shit, Dusty. You got to eat something. I've been on a diet lately. Been trying to lose a few pounds. And so, I don't think that's my stomach. It must be a cat growling. Where's that cat growling at? Around here somewhere. Anyway. And speaking of Ben Shapiro, he got abso-fucking-lutely murdered. Somebody called the cops. This is a fucking homicide. Sam Seder, as he is wont to do, murdered him on his show last week. Let's have a look.
It's why Beto O'Rourke has said that America was founded in 1619, at the time that the first slaves arrived in pre-colonial America. And that's his statement. It's the statement of the New York Times. The left wishes to rob America of its unity by robbing us of our common history. The fact is, our history has dark places. It has a dark underside. All of that's true, but it's part of that same stream. Right? It's inseparable. The bad stuff and the good stuff, it's all part of the same story. Just like in your family. You have relationships with members of your family. Those aren't always glorious, right? They're bad times. They're good times. But the fact is, what makes you a family is that shared history. But for the left, that's what means that we're not a family, is the fact that our history isn't shared. It's really just a history of consistent oppression by one group upon another group.
Here's how I would help his analogy. Let's say we're a family, but one of us, we lock in the closet, and we have celebrations like a family, and we're sitting at Thanksgiving, and I say, little Alex, go up and bring a slice of turkey and slide it under the door to your sister who's in the closet where we keep her.
Yeah.
And, we bring her water. And then the idea is that, like, we all grow up. I'm a little bit older now, but you're emancipated because you're over 18, you're 21, and your sister, she's now emancipated, and now we're going to let her out of the closet. She's going to go back in for like 3 hours a day.
Right.
But we're going to basically let her out of the closet.
Yeah.
And the thing that I find really problematic about your sister now, Alex, is that she cannot appreciate all those times like the family Thanksgiving celebration that we had and all our past. For her, it's all about
you kept me in a closet.
It's all part of the same stream. Same stream.
That, I think, is probably more analogous.
Yeah, nailed him. Why all these black people keep talking about how much they're oppressed and how much their oppression still affects them today? Why aren't you just happy at our shared history? No, because there are hundreds of years of oppression that led to things like redlining and Black Wall Street. You guys seen The Watchmen, the first episode of Watchmen? I highly recommend you watch that. That shit actually happened. And all these things called a snowball effect that today black people still inherit 10 times less wealth on average than your average white person. And we know that the number one thing that is a predictor of your future success is how much money you start with. So yes, this shit still affects them today. And Bitch Shapiro's like, well, why are you talking about this? That's identity politics. You're trying to erase history. Shut the fuck up, man. God damn it. It's just more white supremacist talking points. Status quo warriors. They want to talk about SJWs. What about status quo warriors? People that just want to maintain the white supremacist power structure this country's built on. These are the motherfuckers that we should be fighting against. These are the motherfuckers we should have always been fighting against. Fucking TJ, when TJ started all this anti-SJW bullshit, these are the motherfuckers he should have started been fighting, right? The rich assholes. Not the people, not the lesbians doing slam poetry on Friday night at a goddamn coffee shop. All he was doing was pandering to his audience. And I just want to blame TJ for this. It wasn't just TJ. It was all of them. Every one of these motherfuckers was doing it. Even me was doing it for a little bit, just a little bit, but mostly not. So I don't want to blame just him, but all you motherfuckers are doing it, and most of them are still fucking doing it, right? Still fucking doing it. Just frustrating. Still being goddamn supported, still being rewarded for the same fucking bullshit when our enemy is clear. It has never been fucking clearer who our enemies should be. If we ever want to rebuild the skeptic community and rebuild it in a way that is something we are not ashamed of, we should be attacking the people that it's obvious deserve to be attacked. The people that are maintaining the status quo. The people who are just being rewarded day in and day out by distracting people and trying to ensure the billionaires who rule us never have to pay their fair share. These are obviously our enemies. Not fucking transgender people, not drag queens, not fucking slam poets. The rich. You guys ready to eat the rich? Who's hungry? I think that's why my stomach is growling. My stomach wants a little rich stew. Eat those motherfuckers. And Roger Stone, speaking of corrupt assholes connected to Trump, Roger Stone, who was a longtime Trump ally and guy who's had Trump's ear from the very beginning. Well, he got fucking convicted today. 7 accounts, including lying to Congress. Way to drain the swamp there, Trump. This is like the 8th person to be convicted of a felony that was working for Trump or one of Trump's advisors, right? So he drained the swamp by filling the swamp up with even swampier people. And then as they get fucking taken down and arrested, then the swamp gets drained a little bit. So Trump, he a genius, right? He literally is draining the swamp. He's doing it on purpose. It's 4D chess, folks, but it's not. He's obviously going to fucking pardon this guy because they're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. Every one of them, they do their corruption right out in fucking open. They don't even have to hide it. That's how none of this shit matters anymore. If a goddamn Democrat was doing any of this thing, they would be fucking marching in the streets with pitchforks and torches. But it doesn't fucking matter. They can literally be as corrupt as they want to be right out in the fucking open. And it doesn't matter. They can literally have white supremacists at the highest levels of government. It doesn't matter. You know? The argument they're giving now is that, sure, Trump tried to bribe people, but bribery is not even a fucking offense against the law. Bribery is not in the Constitution. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit as you're openly corrupt? I mean, that's what they're literally saying. So it's very frustrating. But, you know, at least there's a few good memes that we can use to attack Roger Stone with, like this one. This aged like a fine wine.
Oh my God, I'm busted. Drinking Russian vodka. Mueller, arrest me. Libtards.
Hey, they did. They arrested you because of the Mueller investigation. And, yeah, you were found guilty. But unfortunately, you know, he's rich. He's a super rich white man. And he's got really powerful, corrupt friends like Trump. And he probably won't do very much time, if any, because that's our society. You know, if you're a poor black man, you steal $5 to feed your family. You go for 20 years. But if you're absolutely the most corrupt shitheads at the highest level of government, the ones who should be held accountable more than anybody else in our society, you walk free. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And also funny, Hillary for prison 2016. How about Roger Stone for prison 2019? But like I said, Trump will fucking pardon him. And, you know, all of you out there who are Trump supporters, defend this to me. Defend it. Please do. I'd like to hear it. Because I just pointed out and make fun of you about it. I'll use you as fucking fodder. So please get in my mentions and defend this shit. Would love to see that. And let's read the chat for a little bit. And we'll go back and talk about the impeachment proceedings that happened. Tell you what, boy. I'll tell you what. Bobby, I was just doing what I thought would make you proud of me. All right. Angry Hairpiece going to be $5. Thank you. 50 foot high. No, it's not 50 foot high. It's 50 by 50 by 50. It's not square. It's only 3 sides. And all of the 3 sides of chain link fence were 50 foot. So I know usually 50 by 50 by 50 means it was 50 feet high. It's only 5 feet high. Okay? Sorry. Appreciate that. Pierre, $10. Hey, Dusty. Got here a little late. No problem. At least you showed up. Better late than never. How's it going? It's going amazing. Thank you. Little idea. Maybe around Thanksgiving we should cover positive shit. Life's too depressing. Okay. Well, you guys start posting some positive shit for me. I have a little bit of positive shit to post at the end of the show. I usually shave my positive stuff to the end for palate cleansers so that we don't walk away from the show being incredibly fucking depressed. So stay tuned for that. Stephen Miller, a white nationalist? Oh my God, I'm shocked. I know. This is my shock face. But it's still important to talk about. It's still important to point out, even though it was obvious, because we have more evidence now. So we got to let everybody know. And hey, Dusty, please keep fighting the good fight. We are all in this together. Have some fuzzy money. Anger is a gift. I will. Thank you, Sminky Weasel. I really appreciate that. I'm going to keep fighting as long as I can. I'm not going to be disheartened. I do think we have to keep going. We can't let them beat us down, even though it doesn't seem like we're winning. I see what's popular on the internet. I see who's making all the money, who's getting all the fucking support. And yeah, it's angering and disheartening, but you can't let it get you down, because somebody has to fight. Somebody has to fight. And if we lay down and we don't fight at all, then there's like nobody, right? And that can only make things worse if they have no opposition whatsoever, if nobody's putting this shit out. And to me, like, I don't see very many people pointing this shit out, to be honest with you. I don't. There's some people on Twitter that point this stuff out, but, what other podcasts are really tracking all this stuff and week after week after week pointing it all out? And very few are, which is surprising to me and depressing, but I feel like if I don't do it, then, like, no one's doing it, man. And that's crazy. It's crazy enough it's happening to begin with. It would be even crazier if nobody was pointing this shit out. So I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can, and I really appreciate the support, folks. It really means a lot to me. Beast Nation, 2009, $5. Oh, in that truth list I made earlier, I forgot to mention the mentally ill and dislabeled. I know, right? All right. I've learned a lot about mental illness recently because I've had to undergo a lot of trying to get a loved one help and stuff. And so I've been more careful. People are like, I've stopped calling things like behavior that's outside of the norm of what I find acceptable as crazy. People are like, Dusty, you're such a fucking pussy. You don't even use the word crazy anymore. And I don't use that word crazy anymore because I realize that mentally ill people that can't help it, they literally have neurological problems. Their experience and what they've gone through is oftentimes just dismissed by people by calling them crazy. And it is a slur to them, right? And it's something they take very seriously. And as I was hanging out with these other people who were in this mental health facility, that became very obvious to me. And that was something that it really hurt them and affected them. So I've quit doing that. And, I understand why people are like, Dusty, you're a soy boy cuck. Well, yeah, I am, right? Because to me, it's really easy to find out how to be more sensitive people and how to be more caring and how to take their experiences into account in the words you use, and just use more precise language that doesn't belittle them and put them down. And I'm cognizant of that, and I try to make an effort to do that out of empathy and love and caring. And if that makes me a worse soy boy pussy cuck, then yeah, I embrace that. Thank you for that compliment. Pour that fucking soy all over my body. I love that shit, right? That's not an insult to me. That's an insult to you, in my opinion. Anyway, Brad Holloman, $20. Steve Miller should wear a beanie. He would, right? He looked a lot like, if he gained a little weight and wore a beanie and wore some glasses, he looked a lot like Tim Pool. Here is some money for the good work you do. Keep it up, Logic. I will. I really appreciate that, Brad Holman. Actually bought me a beanie. Where is it? I was going to show you guys my beanie. Where did I put it? I guess it's over there. Bought me an orange beanie, but used to wear a hat all the time. Used to wear a beanie all the time because I wasn't, like, comfortable with my hair. I didn't feel confident. But now I feel way more confident. Look at this fucking shit. So thank you, Science, and thank you, Brad Hallman. Really appreciate that. You rock, man. You check the regular chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. People are always like, you need to read the regular chat more, Dusty. All right. Dusty rocks out loud. I do what I can. I sure appreciate it. It really does seem like very few are calling out the rising tide of fascism in America. I know, right? Like, in the beginning, when I was a part of what was at the start, it was called the atheist community, but then it kind of turned to the skeptic community. I was really excited because I was like, man, we're going to do some good here, right? We're going to call all this shit out. We're going to call these evil people out who are making our society worse, and we're going to help evolve our society quicker. And then it just turned into such a shit show. And how it happened is this. The people that made content, people like TJ and Shoe on Head and Armored Skeptic and all of them, the entire fucking crew of shitheads, they started watching their videos and seeing which of their videos got more hits, which of their videos, their Patreon went up after they did their videos, and they started thinking to themselves, hey, I make more money and I get support by talking about this stuff, so I'm going to talk about this stuff more often and less about this stuff. And they started just tailoring their content to become as popular as they could possibly be and make as much money as they could possibly make. And when you do that, first off, you attract the people that have the money, right? And who has the money? Fucking rich conservatives have most of the money because they're the ones, they don't want to be taxed more. And so when you start pandering to these people, you make more money, and you start focusing more and more of your content to pander to these people over and over again. You make more and more and more money, but you turn the whole fucking world into shit. That's what happens when you focus on goddamn numbers and money. It's exactly what fucking Tim Pool did. And it's bad for our society, but it's hard not to do that because those that don't do that, you don't make shit. You can barely fucking scrape by. And so people can't do it. They can't speak out. They're not able because it's not financially feasible to do it. And that's fucking disgusting. That's what capitalism has fucking brought us. And it's saddening and disheartening, but at the same time, fuck it. Somebody has to fight back against it. Somebody has to not put fucking money first. Somebody has to put the truth first, integrity first, and call this shit out regardless. Fucking regardless of how much it costs you. And, it has cost me a lot. It cost me 75% of my income, most of my fucking subscribers and views and shit. But, like, I don't regret it because, like, I can sleep at night. I feel okay about who I am as a person, and, like, I couldn't before. So you just have to, like, look for the little wins and not let it get you down. Capitalist algorithm, that's exactly what it is. It's capitalist algorithm, and it's bad for society, but everybody almost has fallen into it. Everybody's fucking doing it. Not everybody, but almost everybody. And it's very maddening to watch. And it's very maddening to watch the people that continue to do this never get called out for it. They never have to own up to it. They never have to take any responsibility for the shit they've done and said, for the harm they've caused. And other fucking lefties would just fucking accept them. They won't expect them to make any amends whatsoever for the shit they've done. And I don't respect you motherfuckers who do that. I just don't. I won't associate with you. Fuck you. You can all have your own little club together. You can all be real fucking popular. Sit around and suck each other's dicks all day. Fine. I want nothing to do with you. Cult of Dusty. Start watching Mr. Robot start from season 1. You'll definitely like it. And of course, pirate it. Yes, I would pirate it. I did watch the first couple seasons of Mr. Robot. I kind of fell off at the end of it. But I may pick it back up on it. I appreciate that. Cult of Dusty. Not much you can do. Bigots will always exist. Never give up, though. I always keep positive during my activism because I know I can't change bigots. But I can shout louder. Yeah, I appreciate that. I try not to let it get me down too much, but it does occasionally. Just because, like, when I'm doing a show like this, I plug into this, mostly Twitter, but this system where I have to, like, marinate myself in this negative bullshit all day long. And in order to find the good content to share with you guys, I'm constantly just drenched in this negative bullshit. I'm reading what all these chuds are saying, all their fans are saying. I'm constantly reading about how all these assholes who spread white supremacy and spread hatred towards immigrants get patted on the back and they make money. And after a while, it gets to you, man. But you can't let it. That's the point. You can't let it get to you, or else you're going to be miserable. So I try not to, and I appreciate that. Cult of Dusty, want to blow your mind? Watch a video of Dim Tool next to Brian Stetler. I swear to God, Dim Tool takes off beanie, puts on a suit, and works CNN as a day job. All right. I haven't seen that, but I will check out Brian Stetler. Thanks for the heads up on that. Let's see what else we got. Cult of Dusty, the billionaires won't be able to purchase their 7th mansion. They'll only have 6 mansions. Can you imagine the horror? How can you put a fellow human being in that position? I know, right? I feel so bad for them. They'll have to have only 20 bathrooms instead of 25, So I do feel for you billionaires. I'm sorry for going against you. Please forgive me, my overlords. Please send me money, my billionaire overlords. I will shut up and I will just pander to your audience if you just send me money. No, I won't. I would never fucking do that. Fuck you. We're going to eat you, motherfuckers. We're going to eat you. Hopefully, we're going to imprison some of you. That's right. Fucking put these greedy motherfuckers in prison. Taking their shit is not enough. Imprison them. Because what they're doing is harmful for society, right? It hurts other people. It's cost lives. They're criminals. Fuck them. Anyway. All right, let's move on with the show. What we got? 30 minutes left to go. All right, got plenty of time to cover the rest of the stuff I want to cover. Where are we at? Guess we're going to talk about the impeachment shit. Some more stuff that is kind of fucking depressing. But, so all the chuds, their reactions are exactly what you would think it is. Before I get into their reactions, let's look at the, I guess this is 90 seconds of the first day of the impeachment proceedings. And it was kind of exciting, I thought. They had some good lines and stuff. So let's check it out.
Frankly, this is devastating for the country.
There was a bombshell in the hearing today.
The member of my staff could hear President Trump on the phone asking Ambassador Sondland about the investigations.
Investigations was a term that Ambassador Sondland, as well as Volker, used to mean matters related to the 2016 elections end to the investigations of Burisma and the Bidens. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
This is a situation in which the President of the United States is actively, explicitly, and openly pressuring foreign leaders to meet with Giuliani. Now we have career officials explaining what they thought Giuliani was up to was digging up dirt on Trump's political opponents.
Was Mr. Giuliani promoting U.S. national interests or policy in Ukraine, Ambassador?
I don't think so, ma'am.
Mr. Kent?
No, he was not.
What interests do you believe he was promoting, Mr. Kent?
I believe he was looking to dig up political dirt against a potential rival in the next election cycle.
They believe that the President of the United States was undermining U.S. policy by trying to further his own political agenda.
Now, there is one witness that they won't bring in front of us. They won't bring in front of the American people. That's the guy who started it all.
I'd be glad to have the person who started it all come in and testify. President Trump is welcome to take a seat right there.
Ooh. Sick burn, nailed you. So yeah, this is like some Watergate shit. It's pretty exciting. This is basically what happened with Watergate, where the president was breaking the law to try to further his own political interest, and that's what Trump was doing. All these conservatives are so worried about a shadow government, but that's exactly what Trump had, right? He had a shadow government in Giuliani going around the regular government and trying to dig up dirt on his political opponents. So I thought it was sort of interesting, but obviously not exciting enough for the chuds out there. They're all saying the same exact thing. Has any news event in history been as boring as these impeachment hearings? It's so boring. Why are you guys even paying attention? Even though we've been rah-rahing for Trump, the huge fucking corrupt criminal, you know, don't look over here, folks. Nothing to see over here. That's what they're all fucking saying. I and Miles wrong, the wrongest boy on the internet. I turned in to watch the impeachment proceedings and immediately tuned out. Too boring. And of course, Tim Pool, Dim Tool. I'm sorry, but this is like watching paint dry. Why would anyone think Americans want more of this? Yeah, super leftist Tim Pool. Always doing what's best in the interest of the left, isn't he? But nope, exactly what you'd expect from these guys. You know, I didn't see anybody get hit with the chair. There were no titties. Who wants to see this shit? Just the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. Pandering to the other dumbest motherfuckers on the planet, making millions and millions of dollars, mostly from poor people who are being convinced to vote against their own best interests by the rich assholes who pay the salaries of people like millionaire Tim Pool and millionaire Paul Joseph Watson, right? And it's gotten so fucking insane that Fox News, the #1 news organization in America, is literally focusing on a water bottle and how much water one of the fucking people that are speaking is drinking. This is hard to believe this is fucking real.
Drank a lot of water, Laura. I mean, fish are not this hydrated. Look, he's always taking slugs. Look, throughout the hearing, took slugs from
What
this
is this?
thing.
Is he on the treadmill? What
I
is
don't know.
this with a water bottle? Do you guys see that?
It's amazing. It was like a medical-sized
I thought
water
he had,
tower.
had an oxygen chamber.
A water
or something
silo. But he drank a lot of
Good fucking Lord. The president is being impeached for a quid pro quo where he held back millions of dollars in aid to a foreign government in order for them to look into dirt on his political rival. And they're fucking focusing on a water bottle. This is what it's come to, folks. And they will be rewarded for this. They will all be rewarded for it, believe me. So depressing. So depressing. It's hard to even talk about it. So fucking depressing. And like, this is the kind of takes they're giving out there. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what they do. They just move the goalpost. At first, they're like, there was no quid pro quo. They're not bribing anybody. And then they're like, well, yeah, that's quid pro quo, but it happens all the fucking time. And yeah, they're bribing people, but bribing's cool. What's wrong with bribing? It's not in the Constitution. It's just the goalposts keep getting moved over and over and over again. And now they're not even fucking in the same stadium. Not even in the same fucking state the fucking game is being played in. It's just beyond ridiculous.
Okay, here's the problem. Yeah, of course, Nancy, it's in the Constitution. We can read, okay? President may be impeached for bribery, treason, or high crimes and misdemeanors. But even assuming the Democrats' strained and ridiculous interpretation of the facts, and I do not assume them, but just for the sake of their argument, attempted bribery isn't in the Constitution. Remember, Ukraine got its military aid. It was 14 days delayed. Big deal. And remember, Ukraine never made any public statement about any investigation. And the fellow on the other end of the call, Zelensky, said he didn't feel pressured at all.
That's right, folks. If you try to murder somebody but you don't succeed, that's not a crime, is it? Attempted murder is not a crime. If you don't actually murder them, that's not a fucking crime. Yeah, it is. That's a crime. It's an impeachable offense. God damn it. #1 news organization in America, folks. Hard to fucking believe. All right, I'm going to skip that one. And speaking of Trump and his big, beautiful wall, well, yep. $100 cordless saw defeated his billion-dollar wall, $3.6 billion. This is what they were fighting for years and years, folks. This is what they diverted funds to pay for. This is what it was all about. This big, beautiful wall that no one could ever pass. It's going to save us from the evil brownies coming from Mexico. And no, it's not. We have modern technology where they have cordless saws with nice rechargeable batteries, and you just take a little solar panel to charge that shit up. Walk right out there and cut right through this shit. It's all a dog and pony show. It means nothing. It was simply to placate the bigots in his fan base. Fucking racist assholes who are part of his Trumpian cult. And I guess he did a good job because they actually believe that he's protecting them from the people who are the last people on earth they should really be worried about. It's the billionaires, folks. It's the fucking billionaires you should be worried about. Not the brown people, not the poor brown people just trying to make a better life for themselves. The people literally siphoning every goddamn dime out of the system so they can have bigger mansions and bigger boats. That's who you should be focusing on, but they always distract you. They always pit us against each other. When are you guys going to wake up and start falling for the same exact shit over and over again? Very frustrating. And speaking of which, speaking of rich assholes, Ricky Gervais, as I like to call him, is returning to host the Golden Globes for a 5th time. Or as he will say in his next stand-up special, where he's been paid $40 million by Netflix, he's been canceled. It's the worst time in history to be a comedian, folks. You're not allowed to say anything anymore. Says a man who literally gets paid hundreds of millions of dollars to say whatever the fuck he wants at all times. But you know that's what he's going to talk about, right? He's going to get up there and he's going to do an attack helicopter joke. I identify as the host of the Golden Globes, but look at all the money I'm making. So I'm obviously an incredible genius. Did I upset you? It's so hilarious. Everybody I'm upset. It's just the same exact spiel from these people over and over again, you know? It's not that we lack a sense of humor. It's just it's tired. It's like dad jokes. And it's like, if I don't think your dad joke is funny, you're like, you lack a sense of humor, you fucking liberals. I'm like, no, it's just cringy. It's not funny. I don't have to think everything's funny, especially hacky jokes that have been told a million times. Doesn't mean I lack a sense of humor. I'm literally a fucking comic. I tell jokes constantly. Have no problem with it, right? It's just silly and transparent. And this is something that went viral. And a lot of people were like sucking their own dick over it. And this is humanity at its best. This child doesn't have internet access at home, so a store in the shopping mall allows him to use their tablet to do homework. No, that is not heartwarming. It's not heartwarming at all, for exactly the same reason that Samaria says here. Schools making it mandatory for kids to have internet access to do homework is just another way for poor kids to get left behind and continue the cycle of generational poverty. I'm bothered. It's exactly what it is, right? It's not a good thing that fucking classrooms demand you have internet access and computer access when lots of poor kids don't fucking have it. And it's nice of the store to let this kid do this, but it's a symptom of a problem, right? It's not humanity at its best. It's an awful situation. And there's another tweet here that explains this in a very, very succinct way, in my opinion. It talks about the poor tax. There is a tax for being poor. It is actually more expensive in a capitalistic society to be poor. It doesn't make any sense this is true, but it is true, and this kind of explains it. Take Boots, for example. He earned $38 a month plus allowances. A really good pair of leather boots cost $50, but an affordable pair of boots, which were sort of okay for a season or two, and then leaked like hell when the cardboard gave out, cost about $10. Those were the kind of boots Vimes always bought and wore until the soles were so thin that he could tell where he was in, I don't even know what the word is, acting moff on a foggy night by the field of the cobbles. But the thing was that a good boot lasted for years and years. A man who could afford $50 had a pair of boots that still be keeping his feet dry in 10 years. While a poor man who could only afford a cheap boot would have spent $100 on boots in the same time and would still have wet feet. This was the Captain Samuel Vimes boots theory of social economic unfairness, and that's exactly what it is. It's like this all over the place. It's more expensive for poor people to get loans, like food in poor neighborhoods, where they can't afford like transportation. They go further away to buy the cheaper foods. It's more expensive for them. There is a poor tax. It seems counterproductive. It seems insane. But this is the system that capitalism has brought to us. And it's one that we should absolutely fight against, where rich people actually get things cheaper than poor people. And they're the ones that have all the fucking money. How do we allow this to happen, folks? How do we even allow the system to get put in place in the first place? Well, the reason is because the rich people, they use their money to buy shills, people like Tim Pool, to divide us and tell us that it's the poor people that we should be focusing on. It's the poor people that are actually the source of our problems instead of the people that are actually the fucking source of our problems. The rich assholes and the politicians they fucking bought. So, the sooner this whole fucking system is dismantled, the goddamn better. Like, I have no idea what's going to come next, but something is going to have to give here. Because it's untenable. It absolutely cannot be like this forever. Miss Panda just jumped off the fucking refrigerator. So stinky cute. All right, and back to the #1 news organization in America. Hard to believe, but this is true. And they're just outright climate warming deniers. And I'll just let you hear for yourself how crazy this fucking take is.
Well, apparently climate migrants, which I don't even think are a real thing, are essentially a category of people from third world countries, from developing nations, who are supposedly suffering as a result of climate change, man-caused climate change. Now,
They are. Now, he doesn't give a shit because he has no empathy. But countries like ours, more industrial countries, we produce more CO2 and we accelerate climate change more than poor countries do, right? And so it is these poor countries that are going to take a lot of the brunt of the damage climate change causes. Noam Chomsky talks about how in, I think, 10 years' time, there's going to be like tens of millions of refugees, climate change refugees, people whose countries didn't really help contribute to the climate crisis as much as our country did, but who will take the brunt of it, who will suffer the effects of it. And people like Bernie Sanders actually have empathy. They actually care about their fellow human beings. And so he's trying to make a way for more of these people who are affected by what we've done, what our country has done, what capitalism has caused, to experience some of the benefits of a capitalist system and invite them over here. And there's plenty of fucking room here. Plenty of fucking room. I'm in Mississippi, I can assure you. There's goddamn nothing between town to town except for forest and trees and fields, right? Plenty of room for fucking everybody. I'm just myself. I have a 3,600 square foot house and an acre by my fucking self. There's fucking plenty of room for goddamn everybody here. So yes, people like Bernie Sanders who actually care about their fellow human beings want to help a few of these people. You can't help all of them, unfortunately. Wish we could, but do at least the minimum we can to help them. And assholes like this, these fucking ghouls. I hate to even call them subhuman. I want to call them subhuman, but when you start dehumanizing people, that usually leads to violence, and I'm not for violence, but holy shit, they don't even seem like humans to me. They seem like just fucking ghouls, like they should be hiding under kids' beds to get them in the middle of the night. They don't give a fuck. And so they're literally making fun. They're literally trying to demonize Bernie Sanders for being a good person trying to help people. And they're doing it by claiming that not only does climate not help, or not only is global warming not real, but even trying to help people that are affected by it is in some way bad, which is such a fucking shithead take. Let me back up a little bit and you hear it for yourself.
Countries from developing nations who are supposedly suffering as a result of climate change, man-caused climate change. Now, I don't believe that anybody is actually suffering from man-caused climate change, but Bernie Sanders' proposal would have 50,000 people, 50,000 at minimum, come to the United States from around the world who are suffering from climate change, supposedly, in just the first year. And over the course of his presidency, hundreds of thousands of people, because supposedly this is good for climate justice or something along those lines. But the most bizarre part of all of this is that I thought, according to Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and everybody else on the socialist left, that human beings are causing climate change, that humans, CO2 emissions, that's what's causing climate change, and it's going to be catastrophic. Well, if that's true, then why are we bringing people from all over the world where they produce CO2 emissions less per person in places like Mexico and Guatemala and places like that? Why are we bringing them to the United States, where we produce CO2 emissions per person at a much higher rate?
Well, because they're taking the brunt of the damage of climate change without getting some of the benefits of our society, right? So we want to make it more fair for them. It seems pretty fucking obvious. And also, changing the system is what we have to do. You know, going to renewable energies is the best way to tackle this, not just have less people or invite less people into the country. So anyway, evil human beings on the #1 news channel in the world, continuously promoting evil bullshit all day long, 24/7, nothing but evil, 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 evil. It's hard not to let it get you down, but you can't let it get you down. And I said something wrong on the last program, apparently. I think I was wrong about this. I was talking about Kylie Jenner, and apparently it went viral that Kylie Jenner sent a cease and desist letter to family who was selling t-shirts that said Rise and Shine because she had copyright protected the phrase Rise and Shine. Now, it's true that she did copyright the phrase Rise and Shine like a fucking rich dickhead would do, but she denies she ever sent anybody cease and desist letters over it. But at the same time, it's crazy that this 22-year-old is a billionaire. It's just an indictment of the entire fucking system. I think that she is a horrible human being. I think that she should be fucking burned down. Goddamn, take every fucking penny from these goddamn grifters. But at the same time, even people I dislike, I don't want to spread misinformation about them. So if she really did not send cease and desist letters to these people, I want to make sure I correct the record and I don't spread bullshit, even against my enemies. So consider the record corrected if she's telling the truth. Which I'll just take her word for it that she is telling the truth. I got 15 minutes left. Let's see here. Kanye, or Kanye, as I'm going to start calling him from now on. Kanye is got himself booked alongside Joel Osteen. So he's going to be appearing at Joel Osteen's mega church. And I heard they're selling tickets for his Sunday service concert. You know, because grifters of a feather flock together. You know, grifters got a grift. So everybody was like, no, Kanye is sincere. Nope. Fucking goddamn grifter, that's all he is. You know, you don't hang around people like Joel Osteen and support him and not be a grifter yourself. Sorry, it just doesn't happen. Fuck Kanye and fuck all you who are supporting Kanye. And what is... I was going to show you... Oh, here it is. Kanye's new shoes that just came out. $350 for this ugly shit. Who are the fucking morons that are buying this goddamn shit? Holy goddamn hell. You would have to be below scum, below a fucking moron to buy. It's a Croc. He's literally selling $350 Crocs, and they're even uglier than Crocs. How the fuck did you manage to make a shoe uglier than a goddamn Croc? At least Crocs are cheap. At least they're like $3 a pair at Walmart. What the fuck? Who is falling for this bullshit? Good Lord, Kanye fans. Christians. Like, don't you ever get sick of being fed upon by these fucking financial ghouls and vampires? Does it ever get tiresome to you? It doesn't seem to, but... And speaking of which, this is what a parasite looks like. This should make you fucking mad, folks, because it makes me mad. This is what prosperity gospel is all about, right? Shameless fucking shitheads.
Why tithe? Because God will give you an increase in your income when you do. Malachi 3:10, prove me now, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out on you blessings that there will be not room enough to receive. You don't pray to receive blessings, you tithe financially. And when you honor the Lord, he honors his word. Would you like to prosper so much that you have trouble figuring out what to do with your money? Would you?
No. No, I wouldn't. I know what to do with my money.
God dares you. He says, prove me. Try me. Try what I'm saying. Let me show you how much I can do for you.
He literally said rich people can't get into heaven. He literally said if you want to follow him, you have to sell all your shit. What the fuck? But it doesn't matter. They don't even read their Bible. It doesn't even matter what their own Bible says. Their preachers can lie to them about what their own Bible says, and it does not matter. None of this shit matters. Very hard not to become nihilistic, folks, when nothing matters to anybody. Like, I'm trying so hard to keep this shit together, not become a nihilist, a fucking full-blown goddamn nihilist, but it's a struggle, believe me. But anyway, apparently Halle Berry out here at 53 getting goddamn abs. She's like, I finally got them. Look at these fucking abs. And everybody's like, Halle Berry getting abs at 53 is inspiring me to wait until my 50s to get them. Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to wait till I'm 80. I'm just going to be a big fat ass until I'm 80. And then I'm 80, I'm like, look at this shit. I'm going to get abs like a motherfucker for like 2 years. I'm going to get fat again. I'll show you, Halle Berry. Game on. And you guys see the one where the police arrested the guy for eating a sandwich? You know? I guess all cops are bastards, maybe? I don't know. Don't want to call all cops bastards, but when
on the platform. Where
for eating sandwiches. No, I think I can understand a little bit why black people are so exhausted. I think that's a good word to use towards black people. I think at this point, a lot of them are still angry, but I think they're just, at some point, they just become exhausted by how obvious it is and how it doesn't seem to be getting much better and how the bootlickers just keep licking boots regardless of what happens. Definitely gets disheartening. Let's see, we got 10 minutes to cover the rest of this stuff here. Let's see what, I guess I was going to cover the what happened in, where was it, Bolivia? Where they had the coup in Bolivia. Now, I understand the Bolivian president, who is a left-wing socialistic type guy, I think he tried to hold on to power too much. He tried to change the rules where he could have what the hell is that noise? A cat? Where he could be in power for a few more terms. And I think he kind of extended what he should have done. But I also think what's happening there is horrible. And apparently, one of the congresswomen in that country just declared herself the president and is declaring the Bible is returning to the palace and shit. So that can't be good. None of this can fucking be good, in my opinion. So I feel sorry for those people. And thoughts and prayers, I guess. I think that's the last thing you fucking need. But anyway, and here's transphobes. Got to be transphobes. Can't be trusted. Better ask for the baby pics. Yeah, that's right. I hate for you to have to date a trans person you're attracted to. So, like, check for baby pics to make sure this person you're obviously incredibly attracted to is not trans. You're definitely not transphobic for having that opinion, are you? And this person's like, ma'am, could I please see some pictures of you as a young child? No, I'm not a pervert. I'm a bigot. That's exactly what you are. You're a fucking bigot, Mixtape Mini. But the good news about this is he got 2,000 likes, but he also got tons of people that were shitting on him for it. Tons of people who realized this is just bigoted bullshit. And sorry, and your butterface got rejected. Exactly, right? And I'm living for the more positive comments outweighing these corny-looking MMFers, knowing damn well they would try to shoot their shot if they didn't know her past. And, yeah, let's unpack that they shoot it even if they knew her past, so long as they could escape perceived social stigma. And that's what this is all about, folks. Like, all these trans folks would have no problem dating this woman. Obviously found her very attractive, but they're just worried about the social stigma. And the social stigma is caused by assholes like this, by assholes like Blair White, by assholes who support Blair White. This, you know, it is anti-trans social stigma. If you're attracted to a trans women are women. There should not be any fucking social stigma for that. You're attracted to what you like. Just like if you're gay, there shouldn't be any fucking social stigma. Not that being attracted to a trans woman makes you gay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's the same thing as there should be no fucking social stigma. You should be allowed to be attracted to whatever the fuck you want to be attracted to. Like if you're attracted to a black person. There are some white women who won't date black people because of the social stigma. That's ridiculous. That's racist ridiculousness. And this is transphobic ridiculousness. And I'm glad to see that it's at least changing somewhat. More people are calling it out. And I was kind of heartened by that thread more than I thought I would be. And apparently the new No Safe Spaces movie with Adam Carolla and Dennis Prager came out. I talked about this a while back. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I just noticed something about this poster that I didn't notice before. It looks to me like they're trying to escape from the school, aren't they? It looks like the school is behind them, and they've just busted out the front of the school, and now they're yelling at people outside of the school about something. So I think you went the wrong way with it, dudes. That's a confusing poster. Uh-oh, I hear the kitties. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Anybody want to come be a star? Katana, you want to come be a star? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Come on, Katana. You want to come show everybody how pretty you are? Come on, Katana. Come on. Kitty, kitty, come on. All right, slow ass. Take your fucking time, dude. How about we steal Penguin? I'm going to steal Mr. Penguin right quick. Yeah, come here, Mr. Penguin. Yeah, I got you, buddy. Yeah, it's time for a little kitty therapy. Sometimes when I'm depressed, I just do kitty therapy. Even if they don't like it, and just get me a cat and just love up against my cat. Kiss on my cat, do me a little kitty therapy. Makes me feel better about my life. No, let me do kitty therapy. I need kitty therapy. Let me kiss you. I love you, Mr. Penguin. I feed that fat belly of yours. Yeah, you're such a sweet boy, Mr. Penguin. Daddy loves you. Little kitty therapy to calm down and relax and recenter myself. Okay, that's enough kitty therapy. Okay, I respect your decision. Anyway, and this Mr. Katana. Miss Katana, you gonna do some kitty therapy, Miss Katana? Hey, settle down. Miss Katana, go give me some kitty therapy. My big fat Miss Katana. She's such a fatty fat. Look how fat this cat is. A big fat unit of a cat. Can barely pick you up. Let's show how fat you are. Big old fat kitty. Big old fatty fat Miss Katana. But Daddy loves you anyway because you such a sweet baby. Yeah. Mwah, mwah. I love you, Miss Katana. Okay, you can sit here by my feet. You lay down here by my feet, Miss Katana. Keep me company. Big old thing. Yeah. Anyway, now I feel better. Now we can tackle some more shit here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah, did you guys see this? Talking about from fucking deepfakes, man. Deepfakes are really going to fuck everything up. So now they've taken Hard Knock Life from the Austin Powers movie, and they've inserted Vladimir Putin's face. What's up, baby? I'm just sit in my lap for a second. Just sit in my lap. And Donald Trump as Mini-Me. Look at that, Donald Trump. Seamless. Shit's getting crazy, man. I can't play this very loud because they're going to fucking copyright my goddamn video if I do it. But anyway, we're going to have our minds blown. Someday you're going to be able to like pick a movie and you're going to decide in the beginning of the movie who you want to star in the movie. Like if you're watching The Matrix and you're going to be like, hey, I don't want Keanu Reeves to be the star of this movie. I want Tom Cruise to be the star of this movie. You'll be able to select Tom Cruise to be the star of the movie. And you'll probably be able to take like pictures from your Facebook and you'll be the star of the movie or your dad will be the star of the movie. It's going to be amazing in the future, but also creepy as fuck. And, oh, Miss Katana, you want to lay down on my lap, baby? Just lay down on my lap. And, man, shit's going crazy at fast food restaurants. Sorry, I know that was very loud. I knew that was going to happen. But, these fast food employees, they ain't fucking around no more. They just going to whoop your ass now. And holy shit, this guy got the crap. I don't know what the story is here. But, yeah. You shouldn't have been back there or something. Yeah, now you got them both on you. You throwing hands at the wrong person. Getting beat down.
My niggas right
here. Get out of there. Oh shit. What are you still doing there? Jump the thing and get out. You are not winning this fight. It is not going. That's right. Open the door and leave. None of that went well for you, dude. What is happening in your life right now? And, heard people are getting shot over the chicken sandwiches at Popeyes. What is happening in this country? Ain't no way that chicken sandwich could be that fucking good. It's worth shooting people over. Get your shit together, America. And here's one. When things go from bad to worse in just a couple seconds. This is definitely a fuck my life situation. Yeah. Oh, shit. So he looks above. Somebody dropped something. He looks up. Who dropped that shit? Boom. And he slips. And oh, smacks his head. Spills more of his shit. Poor dude. That's just a bad day all over the fucking place. Oh, God. Sorry, dude. I have to watch it again, but that looks fucking painful. And Bill Maher was being kind of an anti-vaxxer. I'm not even going to play that clip, but fuck Bill Maher. My real-life fake husband, Cody Johnston from Some More News, did a video about Bill Maher called, I don't know, something like Bill Maher should shut the fuck up or something, maybe. And good video. Really like that, so you should check that out. I think he goes into Bill Maher talking about how maybe 1 in a million people who say their kid got autism from vaccines are telling the truth. No, fuck you, Bill Maher. You know what the fuck you're talking about. You should be quiet. Oh, God, I only have 3 minutes left. All right, let me hurry. Let's see what we're going to finish it up with here. Let me just do some palate cleansers right quick for the show ends. Last chance to get your super chat in if you want to support the show. Super chats. And this was very heartening. I don't know if you guys know about this, but Alex Trebek. That's a totally different Alex. Alex Trebek has had some health issues. I think he had cancer he's trying to overcome. And so last week on his show, one of the contestants did not know the answer to the question, so they put a answer that made him tear up and also made me tear up kind of. So let's watch.
Did you come up with the right one? No? What is we love you out? That's very kind of you. Thank you. Cost you $19.95. You're left with $5. Okay.
His voice starts to warble a little bit. Whew, got me a little bit. Okay. I like Alex Trebek. I will not call him Alex Jones again. Sorry for that. And have you guys ever seen a wave touch a cloud? Pretty fucking cool. Big ass waves smack into that cloud. And of course the cloud is just mostly water. Moves along with the wave. One of those beautiful things that nature gives us every once in a while. Gives me that sense of awe. It makes me want to keep going. And the music's pretty cool too. right, let's see what else we got here. And this dog just really loves his fucking leaves, don't he? Who wants some leaves? Who loves his little leaves? He does. Boom. It's like me as a kid. That's the funnest shit ever, isn't it? Leaves, oh my God, leaves, and jump, boom, disappear right in there. Cute as shit. Makes me miss my dogs. I'm going to go pet them after the show's over. And, all right, I guess we'll finish up with this one. Oh, well, I guess I won't finish up with this one. I was going to talk about Boogie, but I don't know what, I don't see the other thing that I was going to connect that with. So I did on the next show. We're going to talk about women who don't wear bras and who broadcast on Twitch that people are mad at. All these goddamn chud incels are mad because women are on Twitch without their bras on. But they never say anything about this guy. They never say it when it's a big fat guy with man boobs. They don't have a problem with that. But when women have a little boobage showing, they freak the fuck out. So we'll cover that on the next show. I guess that's pretty much going to cover it. Let's finish up with the fucking super chats. Super chats. Oh, man, I got a $50 donation from Kevin Lindsay. That was very generous. Here's the other half. I appreciate that. I think Kevin Lindsay is the one that sent me a bunch of information I'm still going through. So I'm still working on that, Kevin Lindsay. I really appreciate that. You're a man of your word, and that motivates me to get on that. So I really appreciate that. Magnetic perturbation, $5. Keep them fuzzies in comfort. Shout out to all the comrades. Follow your moral compass leftward. Such a beautiful bunch. No coincidence there. I agree. Like, somebody asked me the other day, how did you know that you were wrong when you started getting involved in the anti-SJW community? And my response was, all the people I was attracting clued me in that I was on the wrong side. And they did, man. I was attracting so many people I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to be a part of. Like, I didn't want them anywhere near me. I didn't want them to tell people they're my fans. And I just couldn't stand it. And man, you people are so much better. I'm no longer ashamed of my audience. It just, I finally have, all right, chill out. I finally have an audience that I can be proud of. And I really appreciate you guys, supporting me and being here with me because I love you guys, right? You guys are such a better group of people than I had before, and it means a lot to me. Intellectual Darkway, Dusty, you should run for office. Campaigning is just like cutting wrestling promos. You'd be great at it. I don't want to be in office. And I have too many things in my past that can be used against me, I think. Especially since I would be running as a Democrat probably. Or if I was a conservative, it doesn't matter. You can do anything as a conservative, and they're never held accountable for anything. There's a different set of rules. But as a liberal, as a lefty, I would definitely be, like, slammed. All they had to do is, like, show my tweets where my racist tweets about black people stealing shit, or, my shit posts about how Jews might have deserved the Holocaust, which was, meant to be a stupid joke, but that would just be used against me. And it should be, probably, because I should be held accountable for that stupid shit. You, like, make an example out of me so anybody else that comes after me knows what happens to you if you behave that way. I think that's totally fucking fair in my opinion. So, Nuberific, Ray Dubin is a genius. Tots not trolling. Toast not trolling. Yeah, right. So not trolling, Nuberific. I see right through that. Thank you for $2. Billionaire tears, $2. Yep, I know, right? I want to drink me some billionaire tears. I don't even want their money. Like, the government can take their money and do whatever the fuck they want to. I just don't want them to have it. Because that money gives you too much fucking power, and no one man should have all that power. So, as Kanye would say, Pierre, $2. The majority always talking about walking alone. I know, right? Always got to play the snowflakes like they're the ones that are being demonized and downtrodden when it's never the case. Twilight Monk, $5. Transgenders don't exist, in my opinion. Who says, yeah, I think I'll downgrade my societal status and get discriminated against so I can feel special. I know, right? Who wants that? Doesn't make any sense. Like, no one is going to cause themselves and cause their lives to be much harder if they can help it. No one wants to be bullied. No one wants to have people be like, I would date you if you weren't trans, I'm attracted to you, but because of the social stigma attached to it, I have to pretend like I'm not. Who the fuck would want to go through that? Nobody. So we just have to change that attitude and change the system, in my opinion. Dusty, would you do acid on stream? Yeah, if you guys send me some acid, I'll do acid on stream. Sure, why not? I think I could probably handle some acid on stream. It'd be interesting to watch, see what the fuck happened. Send me some good acid, folks. Let's see what the fuck happens. Entertaining as fuck. That'd probably be a pretty good show. And let's see. Check the chats real quick. Atheism used to be cool. Now with Cult of Dusty, it still is. Like, I don't do it as much anymore, but I kind of felt like there was other things I needed to talk about instead of being just pigeonholed and typecast with nothing but atheism. Atheism is important, but it just kind of, like, it seemed like there were other things that I needed to start focusing on and putting the spotlight on. So I expanded. Gotta do that sometime. All right. Well, that's it, folks. That's the show. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I will be back Monday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. And as always, if you want to support the show, patreon.com/CODcast. Always a good way to do it. There's also links in the description where you can send me direct tips. And if you want to hear the show on audio version only, you can do so on SoundCloud. There's a link in the description. And also, just look it up on Spotify and Apple iTunes. Just type in CODcast. It'll come up. And trying to think of what else. Oh, like the video. Of course, for the algorithm. Like the video, like the video, like the video. Right now, please like the video. And if you're watching this on recorded, if it's not live, be sure to leave a comment because it's all very important. That's all Google cares about whatsoever is the engagement. So I really appreciate that. I'll see you guys Monday. Love you guys so much. Really appreciate it. As always, till next time, say it with me now. Logic. Fuck yes. I love you guys. Really appreciate it. See you soon.